Hello, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu. Today, we're going to be playing Eldritch Horror, a family mystery. Got a few players with us. We've come up with our characters. We've got a story to tell tonight, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of a mystery, and there'll be some investigation, some decisions. So just going to go around the table, introduce our characters, and then I think we'll get straight into it. So,
I am Ellie, and I'm playing Joe, the babysitter, the cousin babysitter.
I'm Rich. I will be playing Frankie. I am the little technical engineer-y, take everything apart and definitely fix it all just as much as it was before and not break anything ever. That's me.
I'm Kite. I'm playing Casey. She is the baby of the family, and it's pure chaos.
I'm Oren. I will be playing Jackie, the eldest daughter and distant musician.
I'm Simone, and I'll be playing Charlie, the hacker of the family, so obviously bullied by everyone here.
And I'm Holly. I'm playing Bailey, who is what she likes to think is the sort of the substitute elder sibling of the family who likes bossing the rest of our family around, and she's the narc of the family. Every family has one.
So, we find ourselves at the family home. The family, the Anderson family, moved here about 3 years ago following the father, Andrew's, retirement from the US Air Force. You've travelled around, your family has travelled all over the country. You've been here, there and everywhere, never really settling in one place, never really making a lot of friends at school, because of course, how can you when you move around so much? So obviously, as the family unit, you stay very close, you keep very to yourselves, and you like each other for all your quarrels and your bits. You find yourself on this night in your Colorado home out in a ranch about 20 miles away from Denver, so nice and quiet and away from everything. And you're in the old house that your parents have bought as a project. And tonight, your parents aren't there. Joe is around to babysit, as Joe often does. And you find yourselves, the sun is going down, the sky is a wonderful kind of reddish blue, and you're sat there just playing board games and having japes and running around and causing chaos. And so, is there anything that you guys would like to kick off with?
I'm going to throw an egg at Bailey. Shout, think fast. Just after I've let it go from my hand.
What's your throwing?
My throwing? Okay, cool. Should I do a roll for this?
Give us a D100. And what's your skill?
My skill is 45.
Okay. Let's go.
It's a 22.
And
Okay.
what's your dex?
My dex
what's your
is
dodge even?
My
sorry.
dex is 42.
What's your dodge?
My dex is 85 and halved is 42.
Okay.
So it's does that mean it's
Dodge is a
42?
skill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Oh, I got a 19.
Talk fast.
She thought fast.
You thought fast.
Try
You
hard.
Well done.
dodge.
Yeah. I've seen that one before. Don't try that again.
An egg hits the wall behind you.
Clean that up now.
I'll go clean it up. Stop throwing eggs.
I thought we were done with this.
Charlie has recoiled from the egg throw immediately.
It wasn't. Well, I had to lull you into a false sense of security.
Turn out your pockets. Give me the egg.
I just empty my pockets like eggs in all the pockets.
At least 3 of them hit the floor and just smash
Yeah.
everywhere. More stuff to clean up. Casey is the youngest, just loves causing chaos, obviously, and you guys are well known that Casey just loves throwing eggs at people and other objects. This night, as it begins to grow on and you guys are kind of having fun and enjoying the company, obviously Joe is just absolutely just trying to clean up all the time, pulling you guys around, getting you in trouble. The sun has set. It's dark outside, and you're aware that normally there are crickets chirping and the normal sounds, the wind, etc. But tonight there is no noise outside whatsoever. The only noise that you guys can hear is the television. You've got maybe the radio if it's on in another room. Obviously, Charlie's probably left it on, and You know, there's clunking noises coming from Frankie's side of the room.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
You're aware that, obviously, tonight marks an anniversary. An anniversary of an event that has caused a lot of change within your family. Tonight marks 3 years to the day that your family had a car crash in Florida. You were driving along in the Florida Keys on holiday. The car came careening off the road and you ended up in the water. Thankfully, everyone survived, but obviously it caused a massive change. You guys have now moved back to Colorado. You've stopped traveling. Your father retired from the Air Force. You get to spend a lot more time with Joe now. But you're aware of the fact that tonight marks a specific anniversary within your family, and it's kind of stirred by the fact that now that your parents, they've gone out for dinner, you know, with some of their friends that they work with. It's an exceptionally quiet night outside, and suddenly there is a power cut. All the lights in the house go out.
Frankie, what did you do?
I haven't touched it, but my
What?
drill's not working now. We're halfway through this, and now I can't finish it. I didn't do it. I'm not even anywhere near the electrics. Look, this is a whole separate thing.
Where'd you keep all the flashlights?
Those I might have taken apart to build this. Well, I didn't know we needed them.
Oh,
Wait. I'm sure there's one downstairs and, like, underneath the sink. I'm sure there's a flashlight down there.
alright.
I haven't touched that one yet.
I'll go search for that flashlight if it's there.
Okay. So you move through the house. Obviously the house is you know, it's a work in progress. It's dark, it's dingy, it's the paint is peeling off the walls. It's very much a project, you know. You're aware of the fact that as you open the door to the basement, you feel a breeze fly up at you. You've never noticed it before. There are no windows in the basement. There's no way for light to get in, and obviously with it being so dark, it's so difficult for you to see. What's your next move?
Yeah, I'll kind of recoil at that and be like, that's strange. I'll turn around and say, am I going to go alone down the basement?
I feel like we're all queued up on the stairs behind you, like, well, you were leading the way, but
I will come down with you quite happily.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
No.
Do not throw eggs in the dark. It's dark down there. We'll slip on the floor.
But you won't see them coming.
Yes, but then we'll slip. Could be dangerous.
Come on, Casey. Come away from the door. And I'm going to take Casey away.
Ha! You got in trouble.
Yeah, so we'll head down, kind of like hand on the railing and just...
Yeah. Hands on either side of the wall, making our way down. This is weird.
You're aware of the fact that as you pass down into the basement, obviously you can see very, very little. It gets darker and darker as you take each step down. Obviously, the house is already extremely dark anyway. There's creaking beneath your feet as you go down each floorboard on the stairs. Just a creaking noise. And as you go down and you reach the bottom, you feel like you're not alone. Not only that you're sharing the company of your siblings, but that you are not alone in this room. There is something on the far side of this room that you have not been aware of before.
Is this a prank?
Not by me.
Why did you all look at me?
Look up the stairs.
Mum, you know, Mum and Dad said pranks were banned.
I haven't done this. I was having the eggs. The eggs was my only plans for tonight. Well, except, yeah, not...
I was
this
making all the
wasn't me.
flashlights better. But unfortunately, I wasn't quite finished.
That's true. If it was Frankie, would have, you know,
Yeah,
got everything ready to be the hero.
well, exactly.
And clearly you're not ready, as usual.
Because
Just
every time you
messing.
moan, every time I'm doing one of these things, but if there'd been a power cut and I just finished the flashlights, you'd all be like, wow, that was really great. But obviously not. Typical.
Might be a flashlight in the gun safe.
The gun safe.
I've been trying
We
to
were-
get in there for years.
I know. But I think there's no power. Might not be working.
I'm not sure that's how safes work.
It would be easier to break in.
I'd like to point out I'm already sat next to it.
You're already sat next to the gun safe.
Absolutely.
Seems a sensible place to wait.
You just know as soon as the lights go off, there's a big chance that your siblings are going to congregate near the gun safe.
The moment the lights go out, you're like, guns.
There might be a light in there. I don't want the gun. I want the light there.
We came down here into the basement to get the gun.
Yeah, but I'm not
Not the
going
gun,
any
sorry,
further.
the light. Sorry, I don't want a
The
gun.
gun.
I'm not going any further than this basement. There's something over there.
What?
And it's not any of us because we're all upstairs.
Is it cooler, warmer? Like, what's the temperature like in here?
The basement is significantly colder than the upstairs. The rest of the house is heated normally, but the basement is cold and dank, and you're pretty sure you can hear a dripping noise from old pipes that are leaking that have not yet been done up. Just a drip.
Nope.
Drip.
Or water.
Joe, where do you find yourself at this moment in time?
Trying to hold Casey upstairs away from everyone else, but kind of feel like I need to. So, is anyone else upstairs, or is it just
So,
Jackie? Can you watch Casey and give you Casey's wrist? Please look. You look up.
You're acting as if I'm like 6.
Yeah.
So are you. That's the problem.
Am I getting paid to do this?
No. We'll negotiate later.
I will pay you double.
Sounds like a trap.
I'll pay you double.
She's got eggs.
I don't have any eggs left.
You took all the
You've
eggs.
always got eggs. I kind of make my way downstairs to see what's going on, why they can feel this, and kind of judge the situation from there.
we're fine, we're not scared. It's fine.
Definitely going downstairs.
As soon as Joe's out of sight, I let go of Casey's arm.
Oh no.
Casey, now free. I'm assuming you run to another room. Just get yourself
Yeah.
away from the nearest person that can corral you.
Basically, yeah.
You
And
supplying
I'm
the
just,
egg situation.
I think other than eggs, I'm going to start like replaying with other things. Like maybe like I'm going to have like a book.
There's
Oh,
there's pepper in the kitchen.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you run to the kitchen, I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Okay. As you're running to the kitchen, and Jackie, I'm assuming, is just like, don't care. Not interested. Just going about my business. You are suddenly aware of a feeling that you're being watched. You look around, and you don't feel like you can see anything within the room that you're in. The room is dark, but you know the sun is going down outside. Shadows are being cast into the room, so you've got a little bit of light, but not an enormous amount. You can, you know, you've lived in this house for some time, so you kind of know your way around. You can feel your way through the dark, but you're aware of a feeling that you're being watched.
Casey, where are you?
That was one.
Obviously, Jackie being the eldest, you know, you want to be the most confident one, right?
I'm going to try and unlock the gun safe.
You're going to try and unlock the gun safe. What's your locksmith?
01.
So you'd have to roll a 1.
You have a 1 in 100 chance.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, if you did that, then my mind would be blank. You're sat there fiddling with the gun safe at this point. You're like, you know, kind of a little bit neurotic, kind of like looking around, suspicious of what's going on, but you're like, you know what? Everyone's out.
As long
Lights
as none
are
of my
out.
siblings can
Yeah.
see me, then I can act scared.
Yeah, that's fine. And as Charlie mentioned earlier, there might be a flashlight in the gun safe. You never know. So that's your justification if anyone catches you. In the basement, you come down into the room, and obviously as you get in there, you're hearing the drip, drip, drip. You hit a cold, hard concrete floor at the bottom of the basement. It feels wet to the touch. There are puddles across the bottom of the basement, in patches. You know, not you know, it's not like ankle deep or anything. It's just small drips and drops. You know from obviously living in the house that as you come straight ahead of you down the stairs, you've got a pair of sinks. And then around to your left, you've got a series of different kind of machines, washing machines, utility machines, drying machines, that kind of thing. And then the room obviously opens out a little bit. It's a very square room. In the far corner of it, the corner seems specifically very dark. Almost beyond black. You know, a very, very dark corner of the room.
I'm going to call out and say, Frankie, can you make a spark?
No. I will pull a lighter out of my pocket.
The arsonist within the family.
Every family has one.
Still can't see much.
Whereabouts do you find yourself within the room? Have you just come down the steps, or are you?
Yeah, I'm like right at the bottom. I took one step, stepped into a puddle, now my foot's wet and I'm annoyed, so I'm trying to use a lighter to try and work out at least a dry path to the sinks.
Okay. So you light up the lighter that you had in your pocket. You're holding it out in front of you at arm's length just to try and see, and you're following the wall as it comes up, and you make it to the sinks. You're like touching the border of the sinks there. You notice as you're moving through the room that even though you are able to light your way to around the walls and get to the sinks, you don't feel like the lighter, obviously the lighter is not an overly effective form of lighting up a room, but it doesn't feel like you're getting that much light out of it. It feels like, if anything, there's less light than you've noticed before, and you know you're not running out of lighter fluid in it because you fill it up regularly.
Very confused. But I'm hoping there's some flashlights around the sinks at the bottom, which is what we came down here for. So I'm currently just like staring really close. Like, I still can't see a bloody thing.
What is Bailey doing at this point in time?
I think Bailey likewise has come down and got a wet sock, and is then sort of complaining about that. And I think is maybe if Charlie will let him, sort of like grabbing Charlie's arm ostensibly to.
Charlie's on the. As soon as I felt the water, I'm on the last step. I'm not stepping on the floor. As soon as I felt the water, I was like, nope.
Yeah, my sock is really wet.
Nope. Don't like that.
I can't see these flashlights. I'm sure they were down here.
Don't burn yourself with a lighter.
No, I won't.
Yeah, I think Bailey is kind of then probably staying near the bottom of the stairs again, kind of ostensibly with Charlie, but realistically, probably a bit nervous about going too far into the room, and probably just peering around to see if you've got the strange feeling of being watched. I want to see if I can see anything moving strangely.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you trying to do? You're just trying to look into the room?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just kind of keeping an eye probably on the edges of the sort of the lighter flickering. Are there any sort of strange shadows that shouldn't be there or anything? Do I?
Yeah. Roll me spot hidden.
Oh, great! I have spot hidden. I'm not sure I want it. I do not get that. No.
What's that?
That's a 98, but I have 50 spot hidden, so I don't know. That's
okay. I mean, I don't think you can critically fail looking into a room. So
I look at it and I've just been looking directly at the wall, like I can't see anything. It's really dark. And then I bump my nose on it.
You look into the room, but like really like you can see Frankie out in front of you, and obviously you're sat there kind of next to Charlie on the step, but the corner seems like a million miles away. You can't see across the room. You're not, I mean, that like normally there's some stuff kept in the basement, some boxes and things. So like maybe you see a couple of boxes, but really you're not spotting anything that you wouldn't otherwise be aware of. So Casey in the kitchen. I'm assuming you're fumbling through the fridge.
Might have gone up to get some like potatoes as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice and solid.
Yeah.
And then won't expect the potatoes.
Whereabouts are you looking for the potatoes?
I feel like I do a lot of cooking with Mum, so I will know where they are. So they're probably just in a sack, like in a pantry if we have one.
maybe in like a larger cupboard.
Yeah.
You've got like, different stacked up things. As you're stood there, so the kitchen is quite a long kitchen. It's not wide with an island or anything like that. It's quite a long kitchen with wall on one side, with like racks on it and things, and you've got like a coat stand and something to put shoes on and dry them off and stuff. At the very end of the kitchen, as you're walking towards the cupboard normally used as a kind of a pantry, there's a door right at the end which leads out into the backyard. And at the end, while it's dark out and the sun is on the other side of the house, so it's quite dark on that side, you can see what you think is a silhouette against the door. It's frosted glass, but you feel like it's the silhouette of a person from what you can tell.
I'm going to launch the nearest thing at it.
Have you
Roll me-
plotted out everything that's in the kitchen?
Roll me a D100.
42.
You go for a chopping board on the side. It's like a plastic one. It's nothing big, but you throw it. And what is your throw? If you could roll me for that as well.
That was weirdly cocked with a D100. That's a 93.
A 93. I think you panic as you see this, and you grab it. But as you grab it, you just literally like underarm it at the other end of the
The
wall.
aerodynamics of the chopping board are very different to the egg, so you're just like,
Exactly.
oh.
Yeah, you're so used to throwing eggs at this stage that chopping boards are a whole different game.
It's a whole different league.
It's okay, no one saw it.
Is there any noise from below? Can we hear the noise of a chopping board?
What you hear is like a fumbling noise, which you assume is something to do with just like a clacking, so like a door going
Okay.
or something, and then you hear a thump as
Okay.
the chopping board hits the ground. But it's not like a loud thump,
Okay.
but it's enough of a thump that you guys in the dark
What's that?
get spooked.
I don't like this. Still looking for these flashlights.
Jackie, do you have any candles in your room or anything? We can't find the flashlights.
I am torn between the two. Do I investigate the noise or that?
No,
That's
full
up to
well
you.
Casey went that direction.
Sounds like a Casey problem.
Sounds like a Casey problem.
Casey's fine on our own.
I'm the toughest one in this family. What are you all about?
I'm gonna
Probably not.
keep guitar in hand
Okay.
and
As always.
The important thing.
Yes.
absolutely.
The guitar is the fresh addition to this.
I'm gonna make my way back upstairs
Okay.
to my room.
Okay, you're going straight to your room. You're like, nope, not having any of this.
She's right. There are candles there
Okay.
for me.
Yeah. Not a sharing sibling then. Jackie, you hear through the basement, because obviously as you're going down to the basement, you've got the basement stairs, and over the top of the basement stairs run the stairs up to the second or first floor of the house, depending on where you are in the world and what you call it. So from the basement, you can hear Jackie going from the ground floor upstairs.
Okay, it's fine, right? Jackie's gonna go get the candles.
I hope so.
Well, I don't know where the flashlights from here have gone, so I just want to get out of this basement. If they're not here, we should
Joe,
just
where
go
are
back
you?
upstairs.
I can't see you.
I'm kind of a couple of stairs up from you.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
So
You-
yeah,
sorry.
I can't see you.
I
I can't see you because I wasn't facing you.
You're
just
just
just rolled a
stood
98
rigid.
on my look for something, so
You're just stood rigid like, Joe! Screaming backwards towards it, and Joe's just like, I'm right here.
Oh God.
So obviously at this stage you are all pretty spooked. Frankie, you can't find flashlights underneath the sink.
They were here yesterday, I'm sure of it.
Let's come out of there.
Okay, I'm coming.
Thank you.
I'll navigate the puddle floor again. Back to the stairs.
As all of you are, obviously some of you are in the basement, Jackie's gone upstairs, and Casey's
Loose.
afraid in the kitchen.
It's loose.
You hear a noise from the front door. The knocking.
Somebody's at the door.
Mum and Dad said not to let anyone in unless Joe answers it.
But maybe it's from the power company. Maybe they're telling us why there's a power cut.
They took
I'm
keys,
just on my
didn't
own.
they?
so-
Well, they didn't lock us in the house. What kind of
What did
parents are
they
they?
knock?
Yeah, they took keys. Okay, I'm going to stumble back up the stairs and try and navigate towards the hallway, I'm guessing, towards the front door. See if I can see who's the other side.
I feel like as soon as you start going up the stairs, certainly from Bailey's point of view, there's a hurried exodus after you.
Yep.
Like, yeah, just like,
Yep.
oh, we'll leave your face, go, go, go.
You're like, oldest person here, I'm following them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you travel up the stairs, and the stairs, as you come out of the door obviously leads into the stairs down. You come out into the corridor, and down the corridor at the end is the front door. The front door is an enormous, solid wood door, and like many doors, has kind of a peephole set into it so that you can look out, but no one can see back in.
Okay. Does it just one knock? Like one time knock, it doesn't keep knocking or anything like that?
No, it's just
Okay,
knock, knock, knock,
okay.
then you hear nothing.
I'm going to... It's about 30 seconds go down the corridor slowly. Feeling someone grabbing my arm. I'm not sure which one of you two it is. Probably not going to be Frankie. It's going to be one of you two.
We've got one of each other.
Yeah, I'm holding on to you.
Just do a chain.
Dashing on behind, pretending I'm not needed.
And I'm just going to look through the peephole to see who's knocking.
Okay. As you look through the peephole, you see nothing.
Bloody kids again. We haven't even got any neighbours, and it's ridiculous.
You're saying bloody kids. It was you last week going around doing that.
And I'm sure they were saying bloody kids to me when I was doing it. That's just how it works.
I'm going to kind of like in the darkness reach behind me and count heads.
Count heads.
Count heads. So I can obviously, I can hear Bailey. Yeah. I can touch Charlie on the head, and I can reach for Frankie. And I'll be like, where's Jackie and Casey?
I think Jackie went to get candles. They said about candles. I don't know where Casey is.
Well, the problem with Jackie is
Where was the last loud noise we heard? That'll be where Casey is.
Came from the kitchen.
Sound logic. You know it's true.
I'm not going in front. Casey
No.
might be throwing stuff. I'm not taking that again.
Just thinking if there's any shields we could take with us.
Armour up.
Who would have thought the main antagonist of the...
Give me half an hour with
Yes.
that door, I can make us all shields.
But then we're going to not have the door.
Would you rather have a door
We
or
need
shields?
the door.
Door.
There's somebody out there.
Oh, I didn't mean the front door. There's doors in that.
Okay. No, we can't. We can't.
How about a cupboard?
Almost this way.
Mum and Dad, do not... No. They've just put some of these doors in. We can't take them off again.
You're acutely aware of the fact that, yes, your parents would be upset if you removed the door and turned them into shields.
It's dark. We can
Thank you.
feel the scolding if we do anything with these doors.
Oh,
though.
absolutely.
It's my
If
key
they knew
legal
what
mind.
Casey's like, they'd understand.
Frankie, did you take my lighter again?
No.
You hear rummaging through cupboards from upstairs.
Wait, didn't you have your light?
Casey, where do you find yourself at this moment?
I've probably started to go towards the back door
Okay.
to see what the silhouette was.
Okay. You notice that as you fumbled the chopping board and you dropped it onto the ground, you look down to where you dropped it and then look back up, and the silhouette is gone. But as you approach, roll me a spot hidden.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Ooh. Ooh, what is spotted? I got a 4.
A 4. Best roll so far. Get ready for that to be the best roll of the night.
I could split it.
Did you find your chopping board?
As
Do
you
I find a
Being
flashlight?
handed to you by someone.
as you walk up to the door is a wooden door frame and a wooden door with a frosted glass pane set into it. And you can see almost on the inside of the window pane there are black marks along the bottom, spaced perfectly as if someone had just put their fingers on the sill of the window, and some kind of black mold is seeping through.
Then I'm going to scream,
Okay,
as only an 11-year-old could.
okay. And to everyone else in the house, you're busy kind of, obviously Jackie is rummaging through their things upstairs in their room, and the rest of you are bickering amongst yourselves about what to do about the front door, and
Whether
when-
we can take apart any of the other doors. Which of the doors are most important to Mum and Dad?
then you hear the most blood-curdling scream come from the kitchen as Casey screams.
To the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm running to the kitchen. Whoever's holding my arm is coming with
Yeah,
me.
okay. Yeah.
I will follow.
You all come barreling
Leisure
into the
space.
kitchen.
Yeah.
And Casey, I'm assuming you're away from the door,
Yeah.
against the wall.
Yeah.
The rest of you, what is your first response?
What was that?
Is it dark enough we can see Casey?
You can see Casey.
Was that you screaming?
No, it was the chopping board. Of course it was me.
What happened?
There's fingerprints on the door. Someone was standing there.
Do we see any fingerprints on the door?
Roll me a spot hidden.
Okay. 92.
92.
You can't even find the door.
I mean, obviously, to you, Charlie, you walk up to the door and you. Obviously, the brief was there are fingerprints there, and to your eye, you can't see fingerprints. But then you weren't told where to look or what the fingerprints looked like, so you wouldn't know whether you'd found them or not.
I don't see them anywhere.
Okay, we all need
Can
to
I
stick
point them
together.
out?
No?
I like that. I prefer that.
Yeah, can we, if Casey points them out, can we
Okay.
do an
I
investigative
point where I
cluster?
saw them,
Yes.
whether they're still there.
Okay. How many of you want to cluster around to look at this, or are you just? Is it just
When
Bailey?
you say
or-
that sounds like a trap,
Yeah.
but I will.
I'm going to get closer to look around.
No, I'll just be in the kitchen, wondering why we're making such a fuss over the child scream. Just not always do that. It's just
Well, I'm behind like Bailey because
Okay,
Yeah.
investigative cluster. Okay, that's a 29, so I do get that because my spot hidden's 50.
27. Oh, I just missed it. It's 25.
Don't forget your
use
luck.
luck.
Oh, yeah, I'll
You
use
can
that.
if you want to, but don't forget that Bailey's already.
Well, yes.
Oh, that's true.
So, looking at the windowsill, you can see on the windowsill black marks spaced out in kind of finger width spaces on the door frame. Dark, kind of black, kind of like the mold that you would get on sealant at the edge of like a shower or something. If you've got a bathroom that's been particularly uncared for, it looks like disgusting and greasy, but it looks like damp. It looks like that kind of black speckled mold. And not only that, but you notice as you look at it closer, not only is it just there as it was, that you'd never seen it before because your mum keeps an incredibly tidy house, given the paint clippings and all of that, as everything's kind of falling apart and needs repair. But everything that can be cleaned well is kept clean. But you notice for the first time this mold that it must have come from somewhere, and it couldn't have come just tonight because the house has been cleaned regularly. But not only that, you can see it slowly spreading down the door. And not slowly as in, you know, like it might be there in a few days. Like, no, it's creeping down the door. Almost at the rate of a crawl.
Joe, do you see that? There's look, there's mold. There's mold coming down the door. I don't think we should be in here. I think we should go into the living room or something. We should all keep together. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
Have you got any mold cleaner?
Probably under the sink.
No, we can't go back there. Can I? God, I mean.
Can we step away from the door?
I certainly will be once I know her. Is the mold sort of moving off the door at all? Is it just sort of covering more of the door, or is it making any move to sort of come in the house?
It seems like it's creeping as if not like fingers would be creeping through, but like almost something dripping down a surface. You know, it's kind of spreading as you would imagine water trickling down. You know, down a rocky face might kind of travel. You know, it's following the cracks in the wood and the grain of it all.
Oh my God, Mum and Dad are going to kill us. Did you do this somehow?
How would I have done
I
this?
don't know.
I don't work with nature.
Did you do science? I don't know. Science experiments?
There's far too many live things in that for me. Machines, technology, that's the future, not this mould.
He's right, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know what this is.
Jackie, what do you find yourself doing at this moment?
Looking for the lighter I've stolen.
After realizing my 3 backup lighters have also been taken at some point previously.
I was improving them.
They do really big flames.
I will be heading back downstairs, hearing all the talking. I still want to know what's going on, I just don't want them to know that I want to know what's going on.
Right.
So I'll keep my distance a little bit.
Okay.
Walk past.
You hear a faint scream
Eavesdrop.
about mold cleaner.
So you've heard a scream, you've come downstairs, and you're kind of nonchalantly kind of strolling through and, you know, just not really getting too deep into what's going on, but everyone else seems to be making a bit of a ruckus. What is everyone's group decision at the moment on where you're going, what you're doing?
Probably into living room. How far away is the living room? Is it like I'm imagining like kitchen, hallway, living room?
So the layout of the house, obviously we mentioned the corridor. You have the corridor in. To your immediate left is the living room.
Yeah.
And the living room has a door back through to your father's study. On the right, as you come through the corridor, it goes into a dining room space and then back out to the kitchen, which is where you guys are now. So it's probably maybe 5-10 meters to the front door, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, can we get in a room that's not near the front door
That's
and
what
not
I'm
near the back door?
I was thinking living room is
Yeah.
away from where this mould is or whatever it is coming through. So go to the living room to try and...
Before we go, I know there's a lot of land around us. Can we see our neighbours? Do we have neighbours close enough to be able to see other houses?
Normally, there's another ranch kind of fairly nearby, you know,
Yeah.
a few hundred meters down the road. There's some trees along the road, kind of,
Yeah.
you know, and some hedges and things like that. But normally you can occasionally see the lights over there. But it's late, and you know it's an elderly couple that live there. So
Okay, so
even
there's no lights on, so it could be the power cut, or they could have just gone to bed.
exactly.
Okay. Not very helpful.
Yeah. It's a planned retreat to the living room.
Return to the living room.
The human chain. Can anyone grab Casey, or is...
Gone.
She's still there. So, do you all move as a unit, or are you splitting up, or?
Unit?
I'd go with everyone. I'm not into this whole hand-holding thing. God, it's only a bit of
It's
mould.
not hand holding, it's arm grabbing. It's much more
It's
forceful.
only a bit of mould.
You see the way it's moving though? That's not normal.
I didn't know. I just heard you talking about mould and just figured someone else would clean it. What?
So, you move back to the living room. The living room is dark. Obviously, you come in from the side, coming from the kitchen through the corridor and into the living room. On your left-hand side is the enormous wood-lined TV set, as would be typical of a 1980s family to have. On the right is kind of a floral patterned sofa. You've got the lamp and everything that you would expect, and a big shag carpet on the ground. And obviously the walls are adorned with pictures, family memories, things like that. But one thing that does pop out to you while you're in this room is that you're now aware as you walk in. This is one of the lighter rooms in the house because you've got the sun coming into the front of the property as the sun is setting. And kind of on the wall you can see one of the center pictures is a family photo of you all that was taken when you were all on holiday in Florida. And you can see that this creeping mold is coming from the edges of the photo frame. You don't notice it at first, but as you walk into the room it becomes apparent because you can smell that damp mold smell that you get in a property where it's kind of run down and a bit derelict, and you've never smelled that before, but you notice it coming from this photo frame on the wall.
There it is. That's what I meant. There it is.
But that's not how photos work. Why is a photo mouldy? I'm trying to look around either side of it. Look at what's going on. Pick it up and look behind it.
Yeah.
Anything unusual?
So, you reach up and you're taking the picture off the wall, and you bring it off the wall, and you notice that as you grab it, your hands feel incredibly cold and very wet.
Yeah.
And the frame actually leaves a mark on the wall. When you lift it up, obviously, you kind of got, as the sun comes in and bleaches the wall, that's what you would normally expect, but actually behind the photo frame is completely normal, just the color of the wall, a kind of, whitey beige. But as you take the picture and the frame down off the wall, it leaves the black mold around the edge. But as you take the picture down, the mold stops moving.
Did we try and take the door down? That'll stop the mould moving in there. Determined to take a door down.
Is something in the wall? Is that what it is?
Let's do it.
I don't know. Can I sniff the mould?
Oh boy.
Seems sensible.
Trying to think what you would roll for that, frankly.
I mean, I have been looking at my skills like,
A sniffing check.
like natural, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Bit
is there a
natural
listen
world.
but knows?
No.
Is it lower than listen, I guess? There's appraise. I think that's probably how much is this antique worth, not how does the mould on it smell.
Yeah. I would give this mold a solid 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Seems reasonable. Which picture was it that I took down? What was the actual picture?
It was a family picture of you all in Florida.
Right, okay.
So this was taken about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's actually dated on the back.
Turn it around.
The day on the back is July the 16th, 1982.
Is that today? As in, well, it's 3 years now, but is today July the 16th?
Today is July the 16th of 1985.
Is our old car in the background of the photo?
I was just thinking. Ghost
It's
of
the
the
last
car.
photo we ever saw go with the car.
No, but as you look at the picture, it kind of brings back some kind of lukewarm memories.
It was a great holiday, apart from the traumatic car crash, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the few times where the family all gets together in one place. Obviously with Dad traveling a lot, and you guys being normally at home with your mum. It was nice to get away to Florida, but when you look at this picture, and especially now as your hands are kind of clammy holding this kind of awful, disgusting picture frame, and obviously the photo in the back, because obviously you have the solid wood backing, and then the photo, and then there's a sheet of glass over it within the picture frame. Within the glass, you can see the mold is kind of reaching from the corners into the middle.
Okay. I'm looking at my hands. I'm holding this frame. Are they covered in mold?
Your hands aren't covered in mold in the sense that the mold is traveling onto you, but your palms are definitely darkened by the horrible kind of mold that you picked up, and they've kind of become almost greasy and wet and damp.
I will put the picture down on the floor, like propped up against the wall, and like step away, rubbing my hands.
Okay. Charlie,
Yes.
where are you in this room?
I wanted to kind of like pulling Bailey with me, but I wanted to check if the phone line is dead as well as the electricity.
Oh yeah, do it, Charlie. Can you?
Yeah, okay.
Whoa. Magic.
Man, there's actually a stat for this. Roll me a listen.
Oh,
Ooh. Hello. I rolled a 5.
5.
ooh.
And my listen's 30 as well, so.
You're listening into the handset, and at first it doesn't sound like there's anything. You don't kind of hear any like tone that you otherwise would. You'd expect, obviously you're lifting a handset, big chunky thing, you'd normally have the buttons to dial, but you can't hear anything. Normally there's a but you lift the handset to listen, and then you hear a click, which normally implies that you've had someone on the other end of the line and that the phone has been hung up.
Did the tone happen after that, or?
No.
Okay. Charlie, is it working? Is it working?
I think someone was listening. I heard a click. When you put it down. I think someone was listening but the phone was down.
But who's going to listen? I mean, I think I've heard the police can listen in, but why?
I don't know. I'm gonna try and dial 911.
Okay.
I was like, what country am I in?
Funnily enough, it actually works in whatever country you're in. But
It does now.
yeah,
Did it
maybe in the
80s?
80s. I don't know. Cool fact for you if you're ever trapped in another country and you need to call the police. Anyway, you dial 911, and you hear nothing on the other end of the phone.
Don't do that, Charlie. We might be. What if it's wasting police time? We've just got some moles.
Yeah. When you call the police and say it's dark and my door's mouldy, they might
I know, but
might not care.
what might be happening here might be happening somewhere else. So
Okay, no, okay. You're
just
right.
a power cut.
Okay.
So I don't know what should.
Are they answering?
I hear no tone at all.
You get nothing.
There's nothing. It's just dead.
Have you been messing with it again?
No, I haven't.
Do you want me to take it apart? Back it up?
No!
I can fix it. But it's already not working.
No, but it might. Someone was listening.
Doesn't Dad usually go to the fuse box when the light goes out? Why has no one tried that?
Because you need a torch to find the fuse box. Everybody knows that. We couldn't find a torch.
Where is the fuse box?
In the basement.
You're aware of the fact that the fuse box is in the basement.
Oh no.
You know where the
suggestion.
You know where the fuse box is.
I'm sure I know where the fuse box is. I have to go and reset it every time I trip it when I'm doing something with it.
A regular visitor.
I bet I can bend this fork to fit in that plug socket. Not again. I mean, okay, I can try and find a way down to the fuse box.
I will go with Frankie.
Okay, so
Oh, Jackie, you're back. Did you find any candles?
I did. Don't seem to have a lighter for them.
Oh.
Oh, I've got a lighter. It's not yours. It just looks like yours. It's mine. I got it yesterday.
You're not getting it back.
But it's mine.
Not anymore.
It's older people. Not fair. Siblings.
So, what do you guys choose to do if you're going down into the basement? Are you going to go and pick up some candles first, or are you going to just go straight down into the
It
basement?
is very dark down there. I recommend some candles. If you've got them, then
Okay.
it's got to be better than
I'll pick up a big
lighter.
pillar candle, light it,
Okay.
just hold it.
Yeah, just like that. Holding it out in front of you? or-
Absolutely.
Okay. So, obviously...
There is no fire safety happening at all.
You can
your
hear
kids, would you expect.
in the background Bailey bleating about fire safety, but
What was that? Hold it closer to the walls.
no. Mum says, "What about the
Hold it up into
wallpaper?"
the rafters.
No.
Joe, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm probably thinking about a way to avoid the kitchen.
Okay.
Whether we do a barricade like we did last time and barricade the door shut, or if we need to get out there.
Are you running the idea past anyone, or is this internal?
Probably Bailey
Okay.
as the yeah.
Self-appointed
Not gonna
head
fin-
of the
yes,
family.
thank you. Yeah. Wasn't gonna finish that statement, but yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go past the mole, but I don't want to go to the front door either. If there's someone out there, maybe. Okay, I know. Mum and Dad said, don't let people climb out of the windows again. But maybe if there's a window somewhere that we can, obviously not the high ones,
Yeah.
but then maybe we could we could get ourselves in a room with no mold, no doors, and then if something starts getting weird, we could climb out the window.
How are you going to get into a room with no doors?
Through the
Casey,
window.
Casey, where are you? I can't even see you.
I'm literally right beside you.
Oh!
Just appears.
Okay, so what is the chosen action here in that case?
Can I ask where is the gun safe?
Where is the gun safe?
Yeah, I'm just an academic question, wondering where it is.
An academic question.
Yeah,
Okay.
just an interest.
The gun safe is, as many dangerous items are kept, in your father's study.
Oh, is Dad's study locked normally?
He doesn't lock it, but he's pretty strict about making sure you guys don't go in there.
Oh, okay.
Which means we're in there all the time.
We can't go in the study.
The door has been left ajar from when I was in there earlier.
Of course. as soon as disaster strikes, you're going to the gun safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are our other choice of rooms on the ground floor?
Okay, on the ground floor, obviously, like we say, you've got, the
So the kitchen,
the kitchen.
mouldy out. The lounge, mouldy out. Dad's study, obviously forbidden. No.
Yes. No.
No.
For the lawful good among you,
Absolutely
a no-go.
No.
Obviously, there is the dining room,
Okay.
but the dining room also connects into the garage,
Okay.
which is on the side of the house.
Okay. I mean, the garage is horribly messy, and I don't like going in there.
If you go to that door, be careful. You will trip over.
Yes.
It's just like a deconstructed engine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's
just
not
be
booby
careful.
trapped, but it feels like it is.
Well, yes. I know everything is. I couldn't walk in there fine.
Okay.
I mean, maybe we need to
It's
go and
messed,
see
but I know
what's
it.
going
Exactly. It's my
on in
mess.
the dining room.
Yes, let's go see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dining room investigation team.
Are you coming with us, Casey?
Sure, why not?
Don't pick
So
up any glass.
simultaneously, Jackie and Frankie are heading down into the basement, candle outstretched before them. Who's going first?
I have the candle, I'll be on front.
Thank you.
Frankie, where do you find yourself? You just behind? Or?
Yeah, just behind him.
Okay.
Like two, 3 steps.
You now find that the candle obviously is a bit brighter and you can see further into the room, and it almost looks like there are boxes that were previously packed. Obviously, there are the boxes that you have when you move into a place that you never open up, but these boxes are open and are strewn everywhere. And the fuse box, which would otherwise be above them, like back of the room, is now behind piles of cardboard boxes and piles of random items. You're talking about books, you've got different photos. You've got photo albums and, all kind of like different things just absolutely stacked up across the room. Old crockery and things like that. You guys are now like basically on the far side of a sea of absolute crap all the way over to this fuse box.
What the hell happened down here? And when? I was down here like 10 minutes ago.
Was anyone looking after Casey in that time?
I mean, no, but I didn't see her come down here.
Incredible words from the guy who was left watching Casey.
I know what I did.
I'd like to point out Casey was with you all in them 10 minutes.
And yet they still don't trust it.
Definitely a ruse.
Maybe the hologram Casey.
Start digging through the boxes.
Okay.
Wading through them.
So digging through as in to get to the...
Yeah, just okay. Push to the side.
With your lit candle.
No,
You wade through all of this stuff, just kind of like climbing over a lot of it to get to the fuse box. Open it up, and one of you will need to roll me for electronics repair.
Seems like a Frankie sort of thing.
Watch. Are you going to roll 100 like this?
I mean, undoubtedly. No, that's a 13. And my electronics repair is 25.
Awesome. Obviously, from the numerous times that you've broken everything, you've obviously turned the fork into a death switch and plugged it into the outlet.
It's important to know what happens.
You know about the breakers, and you're aware of the fact that the breakers have tripped, and so as Dad showed you the previous time before he got you by your ear and dragged you out of the basement, he told you how to flip it from off to on, and you flip it.
Do all the lights come back on?
No. Everything remains dark.
Does the switch stay in place?
Huh?
Does the switch stay in place when I flick it? Or
Yep.
is it okay? There
From
should
what
be
you can
power.
tell, the breakers are now on. Everything should be lighting up as normal, but nowhere in the house is there lights.
Give me a minute, I might have to take the breakers apart. They're not working properly.
my judgment says no, but my curiosity says absolutely go for it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. So, Joe, Bailey, Charlie, and Casey. You're in the dining room. You walk in. And from what you can tell immediately, everything is looking as normal. You don't see any difference to what you would normally see, except from the fact that it's very dark.
Are there any windows out in here?
There is a bay window, so obviously you have the front door of the house, and you're in the dining room on the right side, and there's the living room on the left. And both the dining room and the living room have a big bay window that face out to the front of the property.
Try the lights.
Okay. You go up, you flick the lights, nothing happens.
Still gone then.
Can I look out the window to see if there's anyone in the area that could have been there earlier, that might have knocked and waited or moved over to another house and come back? I want to look out the window for something.
Okay. So you have a look out the window. Looking out through the bay window, obviously you're used to the sight of the long driveway that leads up to the road, and you can still see the post box in the distance. It's a short jog up to the post box and back if you want to collect the mail in the morning. But you're aware that while you're looking for someone or something out there, there is a shape that you can't recognise at the end of the driveway.
Bailey,
Yeah.
what's that?
Oh. When are Mum and Dad supposed to be back?
Not for hours. I'm gonna close the curtains. Like, around Bailey, like, close them so that Bailey can't see, you know. It'll be alright. We'll be fine.
Okay. So far, the current plan, what I'm thinking is we get a blanket and we put it over the top of the dining room table and we just sit under that.
Isn't that for tornadoes?
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
Not sure it'll do much good in a tornado.
This is true.
Sure works against mould.
I don't know what we do against mould. We can't. Mum and Dad say we can't go out of the house, and there's people outside of the house, but there's mould in the house, and we can't.
Could the people outside maybe be there to help?
What we need is ammunition. Where's my eggs?
Don't throw them at us.
What if we need to defend ourselves?
Don't throw them at us.
I can only 90% promise that.
Hiding behind.
Just guard your nose.
I give Casey 2 eggs back.
Oh.
Ammunition.
Okay. Yeah. This figure, if we can, I'll go back to the window to peep out again. Is that figure moving at all? Does it look like a person, like an adult?
You can't discern any shape from it specifically, but you can see it at the end of the driveway.
And is it moving at all?
No.
Okay.
It could just be a tree.
That's my guess.
So that they
In the
move
middle
on
of a
the
driveway.
Okay. I close the curtain and then I open it again quickly to see. Has it moved?
No.
Okay.
White up against the window.
Weeping angels.
We'd be lucky if it was weeping angels.
But I think if it was somebody coming from the power company or something, they would have knocked again, or they would have said, "Hey, it's the power company." They wouldn't just be being creepy.
Does the
I don't
power
know.
company work that fast?
Maybe it was their fault. Maybe that's why they came to say sorry, because they were, I don't know, up on a pole or something.
That does
You know.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything left on the dining room table while they're talking to put in my pockets.
Okay. I mean, on the dining room table, it's just kind of, it's not set out for food or anything. There's, just kind of some assorted
Salt
bits on
shakers?
there.
Salt and pepper?
Yeah.
We would
salt-
have
salt and pepper
eaten
shaker.
dinner. We would have eaten something like chips and something. So there's probably spoons and things left
Well,
out. and-
I mean, I think,
Who eats chips with spoons?
it,
That's why they're still out. We didn't use them.
Okay, logic.
it's the 80s. You're, obviously with the parents being out and about for, going out for dinner. You just have had like some kind of ready meal, sat at the sofa, watched some telly, and eating there together. So the dining room's not like the dining room table's not set out for any kind of meal. It's just as it normally is. Salt and pepper shakers, some, assorted stuff. There's some pictures on there and things. Just a tablecloth, but the tablecloth doesn't hang over the edge. It's kind of pinned down underneath.
Probably
What,
safest.
what pictures are there on the table?
What pictures?
Yeah.
There is a wedding photo of your mum and dad.
Is it mouldy?
Spot hidden.
Oh, okay, right. 51, and my spot hidden is 50. So I will use a luck point to
One single
That.
luck point.
to detect whether the wedding photo of my mum and dad is mouldy. Tell me.
Tell you about the mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you inspecting it? Are you just literally staring straight at it, or are you going to pick it up, or?
Oh no.
Touching mouldy paintings is fine.
Whenever a game master asks that question.
No, I know. I don't know if he's just doing it to spook me. I think I'm probably going to have to get pretty close to it to look at it. So I think I'm probably getting as close to it as I can without picking it up. So I'm probably really leaning in, but I'm probably trying not to touch it.
Okay.
Dead.
You look.
That was it.
Picture explodes.
Yeah. Like the Death Star. Sorry. You look deep into the picture, and obviously you can see your mum and dad, stood there in their wedding picture. It's kind of, how though it's not like a candid wedding photo. It's not like someone's been at the wedding taking pictures. It's like, they've had a booth set up where they've got a floral archway and there's a set background or whatever. But you notice that what you're aware of is that the background is normally a solid sky blue across the back with kind of a gradient fade. But now in the middle of the photo is a black figure.
What was that?
There's some, there's something weird happening with these photos. Look at this, and I think I get, if Casey hasn't already got the salt and pepper shakers, I will use one to nudge it towards you.
They're gone.
Oh, they're gone. Look at this.
They're enormous salt and pepper.
Yeah.
They're in your pockets like that.
Not the ones like.
Yeah, like.
Look at this. Can you see this?
Can I see that?
No.
What?
There's a figure.
And Bailey, now that you look again, there's nothing there.
Oh, there was something. Oh, this is a prank. Where's Frank? Frankie's been too quiet for too long.
Well, he's down the basement. So.
If this is a prank.
Jackie, what are you doing at this moment in time?
Breakers didn't work. We're in a pile of boxes.
Maybe there were flashlights in the boxes. Maybe we should look around all the crap that was on the floor.
I'll hold the candle, you can have a look.
I will rummage. Didn't Dad used to have a big flashlight collection that he kept in storage in the basement? I'm sure I remember mentioning it.
I'm afraid that your dad does not collect vintage flashlights.
We should have established that.
Yeah, I mean, you had the opportunity. You can't retcon it now. So, as you're rummaging through the boxes, looking for anything that you can light up,
Yes.
you find a box full of newspaper clippings, which is unusual to you because you have never seen newspaper clippings in the house. None of them have been put up, and normally your dad's not, and neither your mum, people who really dwell on the past. They're not the kind of person who gets a newspaper when man landed on the moon or something. But it seems specifically odd to you because all of the newspaper articles are from the same day.
And what day would that be?
That would be the 16th of July, 1982.
How many papers did they buy on that day?
It was a busy day before they crashed their car.
No wonder they crashed the car. They were too busy reading all these newspapers.
I mean, they're a big box. It's if you think of every time you've seen like a police drama where they have a big box full of evidence or whatever, it's almost exactly that kind of kind of cardboardy box with metal tablets set into it.
What sort of stories have they been collecting? What are all these clippings stories about?
They are all Florida newspapers talking about the day of the crash.
Do they mention the car crash? Is that what they're all about from different sources, or is there just a lot of other things that happened on that
There
day?
are some other things on the pages. They are the double spread, but the thing that ties each of these sheets together is that there's always an article about the crash.
Okay.
As you are looking through the boxes, though, you do find something very alien to you, which is an old lantern.
Dad's vintage lantern collection.
You do recognise this lantern. It used to be kept in your grandparents' house. Your granddad had it because he was a miner back in the days, and I don't mean that he was a child. I mean that he was-
Probably was.
At one point he was. But if there's one thing that we know for sure, it's that once upon a time he was, in fact, a miner, as in someone who digs for materials. And he's kept his lantern for a very long time. And you have that lantern there in front of you, but of course it was only ever really ornamental.
Yeah, it probably does work, but I mean, where do you even get lamp oil from these days? No one sells lamp oil. We have lights.
A fair assumption.
Not right now.
Dad's
but-
vintage lamp oil collection.
I knew this lamp oil would come in useful one day.
I will take the lantern with me just in case we find any. I mean, maybe a lighter fluid might work. I mean, what can possibly go wrong? I'm up for trying.
If I give it to you, do I get it back?
What, your lighter or the lantern?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a non-committal yes.
Well, I mean, I've already explained to him it's not his lighter, so. But yes, no, this is fine. I feel this is slightly more important than the possession of a lighter. So, I mean, seeing as I have a lighter and a lantern, I will try and light it.
Yep.
Didn't think so. Worth a try. But we will see if we can find some alternative fuel. I'm sure there's we could like drain the petrol out the car in the garage. a petrol lantern.
I'm not in the scene, but Bailey feels a disturbance in the force. There's somebody getting petrol out the car again.
Yeah.
I feel I'm already halfway up the stairs discussing it. It's like, look, if we siphon the gas out of the car, we can put it in this lantern. The lantern will work fine.
You just hear the word siphon and gas and you have an aneurysm. So back in the dining room. You guys have obviously been sat discussing this picture that you don't particularly understand why you're seeing something and everyone else is not seeing it, and and that goes on for a little bit, and then you hear a click. The click noise was the sound of the circuit breakers going on. And as the circuit breakers go on, nothing lights up around the house. You don't suddenly have room lights or anything that are functioning. There's not, as far as you can tell, like nothing really has changed except from a harsh white light coming from the living room.
Did we leave the light on there?
Well, that one wouldn't be working if all the rest weren't working, would it? No.
Maybe somebody found a flashlight.
Oh, guys, did you? Hello? Did you find a flashlight?
We found a lantern.
That's not what that is.
It doesn't work.
Is there any petrol in the car? Anyone
What?
know?
We're all here. And that's. Where are you guys?
Coming up the stairs.
You're not in the living room?
No.
Why
we're
would
in
we be getting the circuit breakers
I'm-
done in the living room?
There's
That's not where they are.
I don't know how to say this, but there's a light on in the living room, but
Oh, so it worked.
no. It's not like the normal light in the living room is. It's really bright.
Like a light.
I'm gonna go towards, come across and see, just kind of look into the room if possible. Try not to look into the light to ruin my eyes forever, but try and see if there's anything obvious that's a shadow, someone there, where the light is in the room with the coordinates of the shadows.
As you come into the room, you're aware of the fact that the light is coming from the left-hand side of the room, where the television set normally is. There are, as far as you can tell, no other shadows around the room apart from that which is being cast by the existing furniture in the room.
Okay.
If owning a pair of rocker shades ever came in handy.
I mean, the light is bright. I mean, it's harsh, but it's not blinding.
Okay, I'm gonna look towards the left-hand side to try and work out what is a light.
Just imagining a couple of heads peeking around the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're now standing against the door frame. The door frame is double wide as you come into the living room. And you're looking towards the left-hand side of the room, and what you're noticing is that the television set is on. But there's nothing playing. There is just the harsh sound of white noise just humming in the background, like tss. And obviously you can see the shaky lines and white noise of the TV as it would be if it wasn't tuned to anything. But you know that when you last had the TV set up, you know, it was set to tune into the local television station, so it's a
Okay.
bit strange for it to be set to nothing.
Can I just kind of put my hand around the corner and just try the light switch to see if the lights come on?
Yeah. You try it,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and nothing happens.
I'm going to kind of turn around and look back at Casey and Bailey and Charlie and wait for the other two to come around upstairs. Because they said they were coming up the stairs, so I'm going to wait for them to...
I mean, it's a lot of stairs.
Maybe I
I've
can.
already been up
It's
and down
approximately
twice already.
13 steps, but to Frankie, that is a lot.
I mean,
of
I've already been
stairs.
down there once, and then back up there once, and then down there again, and now back up there again.
Gets a lot of exercise running to and from the garage and the circuit breakers.
It's a trip I'm very familiar with.
I can try and tune it. Maybe there's something on the news about the power cut.
There's
Is something broken?
there's no lights. The lights still don't work.
That doesn't make any sense. Why are the
TV's
power
on.
to the
There's
TV?
no light. The lights don't work.
Can I get to the TV?
If you want to.
Can someone come with me?
I would come protect you.
Okay,
Sure.
I will come in the human chain.
Yeah, I'll get to the TV and I'll try to like fiddle with the buttons and try to tune it to something.
Okay.
On, so
I think you should unplug it.
try to turn it off and on again.
Fix everything.
Give me an electronics roll.
Sure. It's not gonna work. 82.
82. You are, you know, using every knob, dial, and switch on this this television, but nothing is coming up. But the other thing that is strange, as you notice, is normally as you switch, there's an incremental
Mhm.
kind of box that comes up to tell you what channel you're trying to switch to, and that does not come up. Even when you're not getting any signal for anything, if the, you know, satellite antenna outside is not focused in the right way, you should be getting an indication as what you're trying to set it to, but you're not getting it.
Do I hear anything coming from our room where the radio? Because we have the radio there. So is the radio like static there as well, or
You'd have to get closer. Your room is up the stairs, and then as you turn around, it's on the far side. So it
Okay.
would be above you,
Yeah.
but, you know, it's an old house. It's like solid brick built, so it's very thick walls. You can't hear anything from where you are.
That's fine. Wonder if there's anything else that turned on. Maybe
Nothing else downstairs, but yeah, you might be right.
could go up. Could wait for the others and then we go up.
Okay.
What's everyone doing then?
Assuming the TV's on, I'm just gonna go straight in and sit on the sofa.
Just watch.
You're just going to
the
watch the white
My
noise.
favorite show.
static. It's snowing.
I hate to say it, Frankie, Charlie, but I don't suppose you could. I'm not. I want to say, Joe, you'll back me up. I'm not saying break the TV, but I am saying maybe stop the TV doing this.
So break the TV.
No,
Um,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I mean, if we
I go and
unplug it.
unplug the TV.
Just you know, so the TV obviously is, you know, the unit obviously set into the bay window. You've kind of got it. It's just on a four legs or whatever. You go up to investigate it. You go to unplug it, and then you realise the TV's not plugged in.
Finn. Is there anything looking through the bay window behind the TV?
Can everyone that's currently in the living room roll me a spot hidden, please?
I regret having a high spot hidden because it just makes me feel like I'm going crazy. No.
Ooh. 84.
89.
Failure.
I mean, 32, and seeing as everyone else is blind, I am going to use some luck to bring that down by 7 to make it spot hidden.
That was 31, so I'm going to do the same.
Nice.
Just that holding a plug.
I mean, you've still got that candle, obviously. You look over the TV. The set is directly in front of you, and as you look past it, you know, with the light shining at you, whatever you would normally see is completely occluded by the bright light that's shining directly into your face. But as you move past the TV, what you notice now is that the shape that was sat at the end of the driveway before is now gone, and not only is it gone, seemingly it has moved to be just on the near end of the driveway, looking in through the bay window, but you still can't discern a shape or a figure. You know, if it was some kind of beast, you would be able to see some kind of outline to say it's a dog or a cow or something like that, but you can't. It's not a human because it's not standing any taller than maybe 3 or 4 feet off the ground, but it's nothing you can particularly discern. But you know that if it had eyes that you could see, it's staring directly at you. If not at you figuratively, but deep into your soul. It can see you.
Casey, egg the window.
Do we have curtains we can draw at the bay windows?
Yeah.
Right, all good now. Yeah, there might
Out
be
of
something
sight,
outside.
out of mind.
Exactly. What could possibly go wrong now?
We wanted to go up and maybe try to see if anything else turned on.
Okay. I don't know why this TV's on, and I just hold the plug there. It definitely shouldn't be. I know you guys don't think I know anything, but this is not normal.
Leave it for now, because worst case, we've got a point of light if we need to come back down.
Carry the TV set around as a torch.
No, just leave it in the living
No,
room.
we can't. If we get it out of the cabinet, Mum and Dad said, do not.
Can you help me move it towards the door a little bit, though?
I can try.
We all kind of move the cabinet. Stop looking at me, Bailey. Thank you.
We'll put it down.
Joe's in charge, Bailey. You know the rules.
Help me move it towards the
I'll lend a hand.
the corridor a little bit, so we got a bit of light down there.
I'll help out.
Yeah.
Front of the front door, then no one can get in.
It's a
No one can get
TV,
out,
not
though.
a brick wall.
So you're moving the TV.
Yes. If
The unit.
possible, the unit.
Mm.
If not, the ceiling.
It's heavy. You need 2 people to do it.
I think, yeah,
So-
between all of
Also,
us.
Yeah.
Could you, 2 of you, whichever 2 are moving it, could you roll me a strength?
Oh God.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Should have got the strong one to do it.
There's a 55.
That's a failure on the 77.
Obviously, Joe, you lift the
Drop the
TV,
TV.
no problem. Charlie, his fingers slip and he just like that. He just
Bonk.
fails to lift it. But as Charlie, as your fingers slip, you notice the reason why your fingers slipped was not actually that you fumbled it, but that your hands are now coated in the same black mold that you've been seeing. Not only that, but your hands are wet to the touch.
There's like water under this.
No,
That's not
There
good for
shouldn't be
TV.
water on it.
no, it's fine.
You shouldn't
There's
get
no
water on the TV. Then it will stop working.
Oh,
Is TV leaking? That's not how TVs work.
Someone's forgot to refill the screen fluid again.
I don't like it. Not today. Don't like it any day, but not today.
let's go upstairs. Let's get away from it. Let's go upstairs, and then
Okay.
maybe there's something better upstairs that's turned
We'll
on.
worry about the TV problem later.
We're heading upstairs. I will hand out candles to everyone,
Okay.
but I don't have a lighter.
I mean, you also have a candle. We can all light it off the same candle you have.
This is my candle.
Also, these are
Well,
like
this is my lighter.
chunky, thick candles,
yeah.
right? So you're having to hold them against one another. Hope that you don't drip wax on the floor. You're gonna be in trouble later if you make a big mess.
I will pass the light around to everyone and get everything lit. And then collect the lighter back at the end.
Okay. One hand for candle, one hand for arm.
I still have a lantern.
I got the guitar.
Not very nice.
You're at the front then. When you're done.
Oh, absolutely. Just clutching the guitar like a shield.
Yeah. So obviously, kind of between most of you, you've either each got a candle or you're sharing a candle with someone else. You're all heading upstairs together, or are you splitting up? Or
I think we're all staying together
Mm-hmm.
for the remainder of the session.
Bit too early to say that.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
you step up the stairs, creeping carefully. Can everyone roll me stealth?
Oh.
Oh, what?
Definitely not.
Has anyone got stealth?
Nope.
Oh.
Stealth 20.
Who failed the worst?
Hang on.
45.
We're about to find out what 90 it is.
Oh.
91.
Okay.
Oh, the guitar's got.
So what? The worst we've got is a 91 then.
A
right?
98.
Your second 98.
Isn't that a crit fail?
That is a crit fail.
Oh, I got a 3. So I beat your
Oh.
score. Sorry.
I got 83, so you definitely beat that.
Oh, we got 4 and a 3. So that's the lowest roll of the night
I'm
so
a
far.
45, so I rolled relatively low.
You are
Oh, enough.
creeping up the stairs. And as you're creeping up, Charlie, somewhere in the middle, slips. His foot just fails to make contact with the step, slips. You hit your knee as you go down, and then you land sideways on the stairs. You slide a couple of steps, but you kind of get back up. And at the top of the stairs, you are currently aware of the fact that now something in the darkness, what you thought originally was just the wall, has turned and is facing you with 2 deep red eyes.
Thanks, lights.
Yep. Thanks. That's nice. I just kind of frantically try to reach for my siblings, wherever they might be. And yeah, Charlie would definitely scream at that point.
You scream. Everyone else around you for this time, obviously, you've kind of been aware of most of the things that each other are talking about, but now you are all able to see the figure standing at the top of the stairs.
Back down the stairs.
Back down the stairs.
I want to say hi. Call out. Hello.
How loudly?
Quite loudly.
Okay. So, whereabouts in the pack are you? Are you at the front or the
I
back?
feel like I am definitely not at the back, and I don't, just because they need to keep an eye on me. Probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Probably behind Charlie.
Okay. So you lean out from behind Charlie, you scream hello. And the figure starts to slowly move towards you.
Down the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs.
Yep.
So Jackie's got the guitar. Are you all, you're all backing up then?
Yeah, I will grab
Back
Charlie's
to
drop
me.
candle and be.
Yep.
I'll just grab Charlie.
As you all back down the stairs, where are you planning on going?
Living
What?
room?
Yeah, what's our least
Toward-
worst room?
Towards the light.
I still
Yes.
think. Well, I think kitchen.
Oh.
Well, I know the kitchen's creepy, but there's lots of things to throw in the kitchen.
We haven't tried the garage yet.
We haven't tried the
We haven't
garage
tried
yet.
the
Or the
garage
study.
yet.
Or the study. We could try downstairs. It's got the gun cabinet in there.
There's someone in the house now.
Yeah, okay. Let's go in the study. Let's go in the study.
Yep.
Okay.
You all race to the study. As you run down the stairs, you come through the living room and you wrap round to the study. The door is ever so slightly ajar. You push it open, you all come running in, you slam the door behind you. As far as you can tell, whatever the figure was that was following you did not follow you all the way to the study. You're now in the study together as a group. Is there anything that you want to investigate?
Can I do some first aid on Charlie to see if he injured his knee?
Yeah, how bad is it?
Sure, roll me a first aid.
Your foot's not supposed to point in that direction.
87. Ow! I just tap it a bit. Oh yeah, that's gonna bruise.
You kind of smack his knee a bit and
Hang in there.
he's kind of otherwise okay. You know, obviously you can't really tell. You're not a trained doctor. You know, you've spent a lot of time playing guitar. You know,
Close enough.
doctoring is not chief among your skills. Obviously, Charlie, your knee kind of hurts, but like, you know, I think at worst it's kind of bruised. You're not, you know, it's not particularly bad. As you're in the study, you're aware now that, you know, the study definitely feels like the most secure room that you've been in so far. In terms of, you know,
The bar is
It's-
pretty low.
there's one window, there's one door. The door is, you know, kind of a double swing door with two kind of glazed screens on either side, so that you can kind of, you know, it's frosted glass, so you can kind of see in and out of the lounge, but you can see that light is coming through. And while it's not shining into the room, it is gently illuminating the room. And you're aware of the fact that the study is not normally in the state that it's kept. As I've said before, your mum and dad like to run a pretty tight ship when it comes to keeping the house clean, but suddenly you're aware that the room is untidy. Untidy not in the sense that it's maybe got a cup or a plate in it that would otherwise be, but that there are papers strewn across the desk and the floor. Not like someone has ransacked the place, but like someone is carefully and systematically looking through to find information. And the information that's left out are documents and newspaper articles, and there are photo albums and all of this kind of stuff. There are maps, everything. And some of the photographs that are normally up in your dad's study are laid face down, where they would otherwise either be propped up on the side or hung up on the wall. They've been taken down and they've been laid either face down on the floor or face down on the cabinet or face down on the desk. There's an open bottle of whiskey on the desk with a half-drunk glass. And other than that, something doesn't quite feel right about the layout of the room. For the first time, apart from your own company, you feel alone. But something just feels slightly uneasy about the room.
No one touch any pictures.
No, leads pictures. Try and work out what the writings though. What's being written
Yeah,
down.
walk around to see what.
I'll give you
Yeah.
a candle back.
Yeah, maybe what they were trying to figure out. Like, what does this information relate to? Like, yeah.
Okay, so what are you investigating specifically?
I want to see what the common, like, if I can work out what the connective like tissue is between everything that is being investigated here.
Can you roll me for library use?
Okay. 64, so that's a fail. That's quite a lot. No, I'll keep it.
I mean, you're looking across all of these documents, and as far as you're looking at them, you can't discern a common theme. A lot of the documents are obviously, you know, they're very different. It's a very eclectic mix of things. You've got, like I say, newspaper articles. There are some financial documents. There are some photos. There are some, you know, kind of.
Can I push the roll?
Sure. What are you doing that's transformatively different?
I want to look at everything. I'm going to ignore what Jackie said, and yeah, I want to get all the pieces of the puzzle. I want to flip the pictures. I want to see like all the like what is going on here, and maybe like walk around a bit. Maybe speak out loud for the others to hear like what the train of thought is. And yeah.
Well, there's been a trend of things. There was some paper clippings and there's a painting. It's all from that day 3 years ago. Look for anything with that date on it. 16th of July,
1990.
3 years ago.
82?
92.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Even worse.
Maybe it was 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
While you can't discern the connection, obviously you do start looking at the pictures that have been overturned, and the pictures cover a broad range of times and places. You know, you've been aware, obviously, that the kind of the picture that you took down in the living room was taken in Florida, and the newspaper clippings have obviously all been from that specific day in Florida. But the thing that you're aware of with all these pictures now that you're looking at is that obviously this is your dad's study. From, you know, he's generally speaking, across all the places that you've lived, kept this study the same way throughout his tenure in the Air Force. And one of the most common things that he did was to collect pictures of his time where he traveled to different places like Guam.
Our dad's vintage photo collection.
And obviously in each of these pictures it's either a picture of him or a picture of him with, you know, other people that he's flown with, or, you know, maybe pictures of people that he's served with or something like that. And obviously there are some family pictures in there, but mainly they're all pictures with him in them. And the thing about the ones that have been turned on their face is that the black mold that you find across the rest of the property absolutely covers the portion of the pictures where he is standing.
Where he is standing?
As if he has been redacted from the pictures.
Whoa.
They're using the special ops, not just the army. Protect his identity.
From himself.
From his
Can we
family.
find like a pencil or something to see if, like,
Yeah.
if we sort of try and scrape away the black mold a bit, does it go back? Mold investigation isn't a skill on here.
No. Awfully sorry, but it's not. Genuinely thinking about what it could be.
Archaeology, as if you're brushing the dirt off the ground.
Yeah.
Like don't say that. It's got a terrible percentage in it. So is there any way this could be firearms?
I think
Mechanical repair.
Charm.
roll me against your education for that.
Oh, okay. So that's just against my. Okay. Okay, 44, and my education is good. It's an 80, so yes.
Okay. You get a pencil.
Yeah, because it is using a pencil.
Yeah.
Using my writing skills from long practice.
Yeah, long practiced at school. You get a pencil, and obviously you break the back off the picture to get the actual photo out.
Oh, yeah.
And you just start scrubbing away the picture so that you can kind of remove some of the mold that's on the surface of it. And what you find is that as you scrub, going from toe to head, is that the body is fine. You're scrubbing through, and the portion of the picture where your dad's face is now not only molded over, but as you move it, it actually just completely crumbles through.
Just the face.
Yes.
God.
That's so bad.
But it could be like one of those pictures of the beach that you hold up in front of you, and if you hold it just right, it'll be your face. Maybe another
We're not
time.
doing that, no. Is this something to do with Dad then? But what?
Who was driving the car?
You're not aware.
I don't remember.
Mm.
Did it say anything in the newspapers?
Yeah.
It was lots of stories about it, but they didn't say who was driving. But I mean, I could go back down there and I could fetch them all up, and we could look through them.
Don't open the door, don't.
Well, I can't go back down there without opening the
No.
door. I mean,
What
I
about
could
the
try
news-
and dig through the floor, but it'll take a long time.
What about the information in here?
I can't seem to find anything. It's just ramblings, really. I can't. It seems to all be disconnected. It's just like someone thinking about a million things at the same time.
Did our father keep a journal?
You can do a... Can you roll me both library use and spot hidden?
Which order?
Library use first. Okay.
99.
Oh, we are doing
I
well.
If
think-
there's
I
one
think- I
thing
think with
Jackie
that
can't do, it is read a book.
You've
I read music. I
you
don't
set a
read
piece
words.
of paper on fire. I think.
That is the
You open a
highest
book
roll
and
of the night. I'll make it 100.
Oh, please. Alright, spot hidden. Oh, 14
14.
Oh,
for spot hidden.
If you find it, you just can't read it.
well, when that piece of paper's alight, you can actually see really well.
What language is it in?
You slide through the drawers. There's one locked drawer that you can't get into, but other than that, you have a look through the drawers and you find a very tattered, leather-bound journal. And it kind of looks like, before you've even opened it, it's got Andrew written on it, scrawled in pen. It's obviously leather-bound with a cloth strip around the top tying it shut, but you can see there's a lot of different papers wedging out from the binding of it, as if more paper has been rammed in there.
Cloth, you say? I was going to be looking for some cloth shortly.
Any takers? I'd take the cloth.
Undo
Did I
the
not have the
undo
cloth?
the leather and open it and see
It would go
what.
very well with that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
What's in there.
The two pyromaniacs in the family.
I just like building things. You can throw it.
So, you open up the journal. The journal, it keeps quite a few entries in it, obviously, way back. It's, as far as you can tell, it's the same leather face attached, like a leather facade that's always attached to the book, but your dad switches the books every year. Just so happens that this year, for whatever reason, I mean, you've seen him with his journal before. You're aware of it, but this year the journal is particularly absolutely rammed with scribblings and writings and diagrams and all sorts.
This is the one this year, yeah.
This is this year.
What's the last entry that you had?
The last entry reads: July 16th, 1985. Today marks the 3rd year since the accident, and I've tried my best to do everything I can for my family, for my kids. I've done everything that was asked of me, and I don't think I could have been a better father now if I tried. To Helen, I apologize that I haven't always been there and I haven't been the husband that I wanted to be. And to the kids, I'm sorry for all the wasted years, for all the time that we missed spending together, for all the hours that we toiled moving between places when what we should have had is a family home like the one we have now. I've loved nothing more than the time that we've spent together, but all good things must come to an end. Full stop.
What's it say?
I'll probably pull you, sort of not away from all the others because they'll be pretty clear, but I'll just kind of show it to you.
Just trying to look frantically at anything I could roll to help. I want to see if I can roll psychology on this somehow.
Psychology?
Yeah. Basically, I don't know. I don't know what else I could. I want to gain something more about the tone. I
Okay.
want to know. I don't know what. The coming to an end is obviously really sinister. But I mean, if those are the words as you've read them, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get much more out of it. Can I flip back a few pages and see if there's anything else relevant? Is he I don't know.
Can you roll me for library use against 50?
Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, I'll burn 8 luck points to get that. I am getting through them fast, but okay.
Flipping back through the rest of the book, you notice that a lot of the rest of the writing seems to be transcriptions from other books that are not present in the house. You know that because they're in another language, and basically everything in the house that is kept is, in English. They're novels or, technical books or, anything that might have reminded your dad of his days in the Air Force or something like that. It's the same kind of things that anyone might have in their house, that a technical person might have, or that just a family man might keep. And you've certainly never seen any book that has nearly the kind of scrawlings that are in this. The way that they've been written are as if frantically scrawling down things that you've searched for in books. You're aware of the fact that obviously your dad's been traveling a little bit recently, so perhaps there could have been some trips to go and read different things from there, but you're not aware of anything in the house that this could have been transcribed from.
Is it English letters, or is it a different alphabet?
It is majority English letters.
Joe, you're smart.
I'm going to kind of take a look at it and see if I can at least work out what languages they are to kind of go from there.
Okay. Can you roll me education, please?
So 34.
Okay. You're aware from reading through a bit of this, while you can't understand it because you don't speak it, but you're aware that a lot of these scrawlings are written in Latin.
Jackie, they're written in Latin.
I love this, just passing this.
What's Latin?
No, none of your
It's not sheet music.
worth a try. Okay.
Just get out your old English to Latin dictionary.
Yeah. Is there any of all the documents, putting the journal aside for 1 second, the documents that are about, are there anything in Latin in those documents?
No.
Okay. I'm going to try and have a look through the documents and see if there are locations of libraries or something in the documents that might lead us to translating
Learn Latin.
to translating what it is.
Are there any business cards for Latin teachers? Can you roll me library use, please?
Speedy Latin translators near you.
Yeah. Latin are us.
Latin or us.
That is a
With the R
2.
backwards.
A 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking through all of the documents that you have lying around, everything that you have available to you, connecting all the dots, you can now, you get a bit of a better picture. A lot of it is tied to, that there's some stuff tied to death. You know, a lot of scrawlings about, readings from the Bible and readings from the Quran and readings from all sorts of different holy texts throughout time and death and how it works, or the believed view of life after death and resurrection and all of these kinds of things. And not only that, but you've also got documents that are talking about people who have been buried and have come back from the dead. But not only that, you also have a series of different documents talking about the day of the crash. There's a police report. There is the newspaper clippings that you've seen before, which you can tell are photocopies of what seem to be the master copies in the basement. And these, all of these documents, one of the common things that have been shared among each of the documents is that you can tell that they've been read recently because they reek of alcohol. You can still smell the alcohol on the pages as if it's only just been dribbled on there lately. Casey, whereabouts in the room are you at this point in time?
Bold of you to assume I'm stood in the room.
Oh no.
Crawling on the ceiling.
I am by the door.
Okay.
Contemplating leaving. Just walking away.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fast, so it's fine. And I think I'm the strongest in this family, so it's even better. I can take this person on.
Oh no.
I've got my eggs, I've got my salt and pepper, I can make them an omelette.
Yeah, what's your charm?
Yeah. That looks good.
So, what is your plan at the moment? You're hearing all of this talk that you're probably not really clued into, or
No, I don't know what's
Understand.
going on with that. I know Bailey looks concerned, but Bailey always looks concerned. Yeah, constant frown. We're talking about Latin. That's a vague notion to me. I think I'm still thinking about that figure on the stairs with the red eyes. I'm like, why is it there? Why did it not say hello? It's just very rude. Also, half thinking about this would be a great time to start throwing eggs. No one is looking. But I'm just holding that one in at the moment.
can you roll me against your power?
Yep. I got a 28 and my power stay.
That's the power of Casey.
You are suddenly overcome by a feeling that you just want to see whether it's on the other side of the door. You're not compelled, as in, you know, you feel like you're being forced, like something is moving through you, but you get this feeling in the back of your head that you want to open the door and see.
I know that feeling very well. So I'm just going to open the door, just like peer around.
Just ajar or all the way open?
I'm going to slam the doors open as wide as I possibly can to see if they're still there. You're engrossed in this book and everything else. I don't care about that.
So to everyone else, you're sat huddled over the desk. You're, you know, fumbling through papers and trying to get an understanding of this. It doesn't make sense to you. Why? What's this strange, macabre fascination that your father has suddenly picked up? He's never talked about it for certain. And suddenly now there is this weird fascination with religion and death and life after death and all of this kinds of stuff. And you're pouring through all these documents, and then suddenly the doors swing open. The entire study is bathed in light from the television, still in the center of the room. But now the light is not coming through unobstructed. A figure stands in the center of the living room, not facing you, but facing towards the television. The loud noise that was made when you opened the doors, obviously everyone's head snaps around, you know, noticing this.
The Casey sense.
Yeah. And silently you stand for a moment. As the figure seems to turn. And it doesn't turn in the sense that it moves to face you. It turns in the sense that its head swivels, as if it's rotating like the head of an owl. It is now staring you down directly. It's looking at all of you. All of you are looking directly at it.
Casey, throw an egg.
I was way ahead of you. I throw an egg.
Can you roll against throwing at a half, please?
I am going to use some luck points, because I got 26, my half is 22. So I'll use some luck points to get that. I can't math, but yeah. So I got 21.
You instinctively, on seeing this figure, you just grab an egg from your pocket that you've already stowed away from when you were last in the kitchen. You pick it and you hurl it. And where you would expect to hear a crack, nothing. It's almost as if it passes through. It's a direct hit if that were a person standing there, but the egg disappears into the void.
The egg didn't hit, but
Close
I
the
hit
door,
it.
close the door, close the door, close the door.
I was busy shoving fabric into the whiskey bottle, soaking it up, and then watching the egg disappear. I'm like, I carry on anyway.
In case you're on one side of the door, it's a double
Yeah.
door to push open. Is anyone else going to help closing the door?
I mean, I can try to leap, but my knee's pretty messed up, but I can try.
Who else is nearest?
I'm by the desk.
I gave up on the book as soon as I found it, so I will reach over and help close the door.
Okay, can you both roll dexterity for me, please?
Haha, no. Dex 45, I got 46, so I'll do luck points. 2 of them? 1 of them.
If it meets it, it beats it.
Cool. 1.
You manage to quickly get to the door, and as you're pulling it shut, the figure approaches. You slam the door shut. The light from the TV goes out. You are not getting any more light in the room. The only light that you've got is the ambient light that's coming in through the window to the outside, which looks out to the yard to the side.
Sorry, did the TV light go off, or can we just not see it because the doors are closed?
The TV light has gone off.
Okay.
So normally you would have the doors,
Oh, 'cause, yeah,
and then
the
there's frosted glass
yes.
on either side.
Okay.
So that's what I'd been lighting the room up until this point. But now the TV has seemingly gone off.
A delayed reaction from taking the plug out half an hour ago?
That's how it works.
Sounds like a pasta in that thing.
I know that cathode ray TVs are bad, but that is exceptionally bad.
Do we need to leave?
How?
Go where?
Window?
Anywhere. Grab the chair. He's gonna
Yes.
kill us, but it's fine. I'm doing it. I'll take responsibility.
Okay.
Oh, the magic words.
You're like, absolve responsibility.
Finally, somebody
Great.
in this
Have
family.
we tried opening the window before we smash it?
I smashed the window.
I never thought I'd be the voice of reason in the
Yeah.
family, but here we are.
I smashed the window.
You smash the window.
Yeah.
What are you using, and how are you going to smash it?
Chair. Want to get it over as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'm leaving. You can stay here if you want. I'm going. This is not my mess.
It has not caused us any harm yet.
Yeah, literally just
Can-
looked at us.
Can you roll me to throw?
Very important word at the end of that sentence.
That's a 92.
Oh no.
How many luck points have you got?
I mean, I've got 80, so, but I'm...
Oh my god. You did roll bad for my character.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Not everyone's lucky, Charlie. Yeah, you tried to pick the chair up, but it's a big heavy. It's like a big mahogany chair. You know, it's a big desk chair. You know, like not something that probably one person could throw, maybe two.
Okay.
I see if the window opens.
Okay. You go up to the window. There's so it's kind of a very wide bottom pane and a wide top pane, and the top one obviously levers out and opens. You can open it, but depending on size of the person, you might not all get through. You know, it's like a fairly tight fit. Maybe the
Okay.
smaller kids might manage.
See you later, guys.
If you could put a number on that size of kid who could fit through, what number perchance would you select?
Well, I think obviously, whoever wanted to get through, I think would probably, have to roll under a 50 or so.
Okay.
So, if you all want to get out, then that is a method of getting out.
Have we tried maybe figuring out what they want?
I mean, if it's
To turn
if
our
it
father
the
into
egg
mold.
goes through it, it clearly can't hurt us because it's not solid. So we could just run through it.
Where did the egg go?
That sounds like a flawless
That
plan.
is some 300 IQ thing.
Did the
A
egg
big
go through
brain
it, or
tap.
did it vanish into it?
I'm
'Cause
strong, not smart.
I could run through it.
Why
wouldn't
is
wanna
the
vanish
door
into it.
stopping it?
This is
If
very true.
things are passing through it and we're
I mean,
assuming
maybe it's
it can
not.
pass
It's moving
through
quite
things.
slowly. Maybe it's
Because-
just about to come through now.
When there's monsters and you put a blanket on, you're safe. So the door's like a blanket.
It's a
No.
shield.
The doors are shields.
I can do it. My time has come.
What are you all thinking?
I know I could get through the window, so I'm probably the smallest here.
Fair. I'm thinking that I have built a makeshift Molotov cocktail
Mm-hmm.
with a bag and some whiskey. I am also looking for something heavy, like a paperweight or just something sturdy that I can either throw or swing or hopefully save my life with.
Is there a cupboard or wardrobe big enough for a person in the study?
If it's big enough for a person, the door is big enough for me to make shields with it.
Yes, that's exactly the idea. Why don't you help me look?
So, the study obviously opens double doors into the lounge, but on your side there is a big oak desk, obviously in the middle of the room. The wall at the back, obviously normally covered in pictures, but in this case it's kind of got a whole heap of things. There is one wide cabinet along the back, and then on your left hand side there is like a drinks globe, and on the right hand side
More
there
lots of
is
cocktails.
a safe.
A safe, you say?
The gun safe.
Does anyone know the combination to Dad's safe?
That does.
That does
What?
count as at least one person.
Exactly. You didn't say anyone in here.
I mean, we can try to break it again.
Take it
Break
apart.
into it.
We can
Yeah,
hit it
I-
with something hard.
I mean, I can try and break into it. It'll take a little bit of time. I don't know. Like, safes aren't really my thing.
I'm going to take Bailey, and I'm going to kind of look through the glass pane to see if this thing's coming towards us. And I'm going to kind of hope that this is a distraction for Bailey, so she's not paying attention to the safe.
Well, it's like, do you think that maybe the key for the gun cabinet is in the safe? I mean, if so, that's terrible, because if burglars break in, you've got to break into a safe and get into a gun cabinet, but, you know, just...
Wasn't there a drawer you couldn't get into?
There was a drawer in the
Maybe
desk.
the key to the gun safe is in there.
So we have to find a key to a drawer to get the key to the gun
Well,
safe.
it
Maybe
seems easier to
you have
break
to find
into a
the
drawer.
key to the drawer,
We can
and
try to
then the
fix-
keys for the safe is in that drawer. Then there's like a
Okay, Dad
thing.
told me the password to the gun safe because he said I was really responsible. Because that weekend when you all got in trouble, because
Of
maybe
you?
I got you in trouble.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went hunting.
What do you mean a password? Is it a voice-activated gun safe? I'm confused.
It is a combination safe.
You've known the combination this whole time?
Do you think this is a life or death thing, right? There's a home intruder, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I love how you've taken this long to be like, there is someone in my house.
To be fair, we've come in and we've been very rushed. It's only when the renewed attention has been on the gun safe that I felt under pressure. Yeah, I will go and unlock the gun safe if I can.
Okay. Do you remember the combination?
I guess it's your choice if you want to be horrible to me, but I'd like to think I did. I'm a conscientious wannabe police officer who takes my family safety seriously.
Is it 1607, 1985?
Well, I mean, you
Good
as the the keeper can tell me what do you think my dad says his combination to his gun safe as?
Well, obviously, you know from the hunting trip that you took last year when you guys were packing everything. You grab the dial of the gun safe. Turning right, you go to 7. Turning left
We're in America. It's backwards.
to 16. And right to 82.
I wonder what it was before that day.
He didn't have a safe
Rob's
before.
birthday.
It was in the car.
You hear a click. And you pull the lever down on the safe. And you pull it open.
I am immediately interested.
Has the guitar been put down for the first time?
It's on the floor, but I'm holding the top
It's
of it.
been lowered.
Inside the gun safe, there is one pump-action shotgun and a single box of shells.
Is there a flashlight?
There is a flashlight.
Got a flashlight, guys.
We need some duct tape to tape the flashlight to the shotgun.
We found a flashlight. That was the whole thing, right? We're good. We can go
That's
home.
it. Game over, guys. Well done.
Thank you, everyone.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you for Flashlight Hunt Simulator.
Yeah. God, this game of prop hunt got really weird. Yeah, so there's a flashlight, a flashlight even, a pump action shotgun, and a box of shells.
Okay, well, I'll be taking the gun with shaking hands because I went on a hunting trip with my dad, and I think I know my way around a gun.
I look suspicious.
Does anyone have any opposition to that?
I will take the flashlight. Begrudgingly.
I will take the box of shells, so I feel important too. But I will also tell you to make sure the shotgun is loaded, and then offer you shells if it's
Okay.
not.
I mean, I, Holly Cooper, know absolutely nothing about guns, but my character has got a 60 in firearms rifles / shotgun. So
Well, can you roll me to load the gun up? Just obviously, you're pretty young. You probably
Oh.
remember it, but
yeah. Oh no. Like I say, I'm. Oh, how many luck points am I willing to burn? I think I'm willing to burn quite a lot. I can't see that I would need them in the future. Oh, maybe not.
Why would you possibly need luck towards the end of a
Do you want a
Call of
team
Cthulhu?
vote or not? I have to burn 32 to get there, and I've got 51 left.
It's either that or we don't have a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I load the gun.
Just stop. Take a breath.
Yeah.
Just think
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Cock it back. Look down the chamber.
Okay.
Put the shells in slowly. Just take it
Okay.
easy. take a
Can I
breath.
can I do a push it roll with Frankie for once being a calming influence on me?
Okay, we'll take 5 off.
Okay, that's better. Still. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay. So 59, but 5 off. So I would have passed, but it's got 5 on. But I can spend 4 luck points to get it down. Yeah. I load the gun.
Okay.
4 buttons to it, look.
So you've picked this gun up out of the cabinet. You initially are you're just like trembling with fear. You're like, oh my god, Dad is gonna kill me that I've got the gun out of the safe.
I reckon that's the thought.
It would be.
Excuse me.
You pump the gun back. You can see that the chamber is empty, so you load 1 round in, and then you load another 5 into the tube and cock it shut. You make sure to take the safety off, just like your dad taught you. And now you have a loaded shotgun.
I go. The gun is live. No one stand in front of me.
Please stop shaking while you hold the gun. Or put the safety back on. One of the two.
Absolute nightmare.
Wow. Says you.
We are now running out of
The
the
gun-
study, away from the actual villain of the story.
Can't believe it. You thought the egg throwing maniac was the problem.
The true chaos was giving Bailey the gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm holding a gun and staring at the door. Or should I shoot the window to get us out? Oh no, I can't shoot the window. Oh my god. What's Dad gonna say?
But put the safety on.
Okay,
And use
okay.
the butt of the shotgun to smash the window out.
Okay. Oh god. Okay. I will.
But
I will
put
do
the safety on before you do that.
Okay.
Please.
Just bang.
It just blows a hole in the wall. Can you roll me strength to do that, please? If you want to do that.
I think my hands are shaking, so I'll pass it off to whoever comes to take it off me.
I will.
Don't give the 11-year-old the shotgun. I know she's strong, but really.
Stronger than you.
I think my hands are a bit limp with the fear, so it just kind of gets taken.
I mean, I also think that Casey's probably doesn't know. I mean, knows that which end of the shotgun to avoid, but other than that, couldn't take
Yeah.
the safety off if they tried.
Okay. As long as the safety's on.
I am less begrudging about this decision.
Wow. Does everyone just duck just in case?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just you take it and you're like, and everyone goes.
You broke my nose with an egg. Imagine what you can do with a shotgun.
It's true.
Okay,
I
yeah.
did not break your nose. You broke your
That's
nose
also
by
true.
ducking.
But inciting incident.
I will try to break the window with the gun. Things I never thought I'd say. It's a 57 and my strength is 75.
Okay. You hit the butt of the gun against the window and the pane smashes. There's still lots of glass kind of on the inside of the house and on the outside. And the pane obviously is shattered into spikes, so there's still a lot of spiked glass, but it created a very loud noise, and now obviously the kind of the cool night air is now seeping into the house.
I'll shout behind me. Joe, you're still taking the blame for this, right?
Yes.
Are there jackets in the study?
There is one jacket, and it's your dad's flight jacket, and it's pretty big because he's quite a tall guy.
There's a flight jacket will be quite thick. You could put it over the window and protect it from all the glass shards as people climb through.
Yeah. We'll grab him, put it on the floor. Yeah. Or like on the window against the broken glass. We're gonna leap through. That's the plan.
Okay. Is everyone going to go through the window, or are you...
Can I look out first? Because we didn't look out the window.
I would like to be the last one out of the window, and I'm going to try and jimmy open that locked door in the desk, just in case. Never know what could be in there.
I want to help with that.
Can you roll a spot hidden for me?
Mm-hmm.
And can you guys both roll locksmith for me?
I mean, I was only 71 out.
I passed.
Nicely done.
I rolled 15. I rolled 11 on a 15.
Okay. Very nice. What did you get?
I rolled a 40, but I'm going to take some luck points off that to pass that.
Okay. So, as you're looking out of the window, you can't really see anything, but you're aware of the fact that obviously as you're looking out of the window, you're on the, as you would approach the house, you're now on the left-hand side, looking out the window into quite a wide yard. You've got a road that leads up to the front, kind of big gravel parking area, and then, kind of grass set around, trees, hedges, all that kind of stuff out the side of the house. You can't see anything, except now you can very clearly see that there is a full moon high in the sky. The stars are out. You're very far out in rural America. And there's, it's not, it's a very quiet night. You can't hear crickets or anything like that. The normal kind of nighttime noises that you would hear. There's absolutely no breeze. But you are aware of a rustling in the distance.
Okay.
And so, for Charlie and Frankie, opening the drawer, you succeed. You manage to just shove something into the lock and just get it between the drawer and the desk, and you jimmy it open. And sliding it open, you find another key. There's nothing else in the drawer except that key.
Do we recognise the key? Have you ever seen about the house?
It looks like it's for a lockbox.
Okay.
Hmm.
So it's not big enough to be a safe key. But we haven't seen a lockbox anywhere in the study.
No.
Is there a clock in the study?
A clock. There is just a normal, analog clock on the wall.
What time is it?
It is currently half an hour to midnight.
Damn, we got a while.
Not far off. Have you ever seen a lockbox? I don't think I've ever seen Dad with a lockbox anywhere.
I don't think I've seen it. No,
Can we do a lockbox
Thoughts?
Yeah.
A lockbox thoughts.
Yeah.
Lockbox
we-
of remembrance.
Garage or
Yeah.
basement?
I'm not going to the basement again.
I mean, yeah.
The garage, I mean, potentially, if we're going out this window, we should be able to get into the garage from the outside. And then we could have a look in the garage then.
Grab the key anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, yeah.
I'll grab the key.
Okay. Take the key, and we'll try and get into the garage and see if we can find a lockbox.
Joe, have we
Feels
got
like it's gonna be important.
permission to clamber out the window?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm already like halfway
Okay.
out the window. I was like, yeah.
I will pass Joe the flashlight as the first one outside.
Okay, I'm gonna just do a quick once with the flashlight to see. Make sure the rustling isn't like a person or anything like that.
You point the flashlight around. The flashlight's pretty dim. It's an old flashlight. It's not, it's just an old kind of filament bulb, but it's bright enough for you to kind of see the grass out to 20-30 meters, and there's nothing really that you can tell. The rustling seems to have stopped in the time between you climbing out of the window
Okay.
and you looking around.
Okay.
But otherwise, nothing.
I'll be completely outside, ready for the next person who's coming through the window to help them out.
Gotta be
Casey.
me with my gun.
No, done that now.
Do you see the shotgun back, or are you?
No, I'm holding on to that.
Casey, you don't know how to work it.
I
There-
can hit
there's a
people with
time
it.
and a place. You can hit people with lots of things.
You've got your salt and pepper shakers, haven't you?
That's nowhere near all as this.
You're good at throwing. You don't want to throw the gun because then they'll have a gun.
She's making some
That's a
valid
good point.
points.
Your mind just went.
Dropping some logic bombs right there.
I concede.
I have a gun. I can shoot with gun. I can hit with gun. I can throw gun. Yeah.
Okay.
So you take the shotgun back. Who's the next out of the window?
I was coming out.
As you clamber out of the window, can you give me another power roll, please?
I'm not sure what that one
Just
was.
Casey. Just Casey.
Just Casey.
I think that's a 7.
You should roll it outside of your dice tray.
Yeah, but if I do that, it's going to end up over there.
It doesn't
say
stop
that.
bowling, to be
Ready?
fair,
Oh.
yeah.
See?
Oh, God. The suspense.
5.
5.
Oh.
Okay.
It was meant to be.
You can hear a noise, but it doesn't sound like it's coming from outside the house or inside the house. It sounds like you're imagining it. And the noise is like a scratching noise. Just as you climb out the window, as your feet hit the ground outside, you also become aware of the fact that as you touch the ground outside, you're obviously, you guys have been inside the house, as you've been living your life, but you notice, because you're not wearing any shoes, that your socks are soaked as you touch the ground.
Worst feeling ever. Wet socks.
The real
Being
horror.
attacked by a big shadow monster. Worst feeling ever.
Yeah. Wet socks is definitely worse.
Yeah.
I'm going to like that. Ew, what's that? I just look down.
Okay. It's pretty dark outside, so you can't really see
Has
your
it
own
been
feet,
raining?
aside from the fact that you're aware that your feet are there, without some kind of
Thankfully.
light.
Thank God. I still have feet.
They're still there after all these years.
Has it been
Don't
raining?
quite touch them.
It hasn't been raining.
I'm gonna. So
It's-
you're already out there and you've got the flashlight.
Yeah.
It's
was
pretty
it?
dry and arid
Feet
out
are
there at the
wet.
moment, and the peak of summer, there's almost no downpour.
Your feet are wet.
My feet are wet.
I point the
I
flashlight
do not like it.
at the wet feet.
Casey's feet are wet. And not only that, but you notice now that you are looking, that also your feet are wet. And as you point the flashlight around to turn and see, you can see that there is water starting to flow from the outside brickwork of the house outwards.
I bet you're so glad you decided you were scared of water.
Yeah.
You don't just decide
Kind
you're
of
scared of something.
I mean, if it was like a water leak, like a busted pipe or whatever, you would think that it would be coming from one place, like pouring
Yeah.
from one spot and dripping to the ground, but it's not. It's actually coming, as it seems, it feels like it's coming from the foundations of the house, and it's not going inside the house either. Inside the house is still perfectly dry, but on the outside, water is creeping up from the ground and pouring out across the surface.
I'm going to lean back through the window. And there's water coming from the masonry.
What?
There's
Yeah. Do we get back in?
Oh, we can't. No.
Sure, we want to get as far away from this house as possible. That
Yeah,
doesn't
because
sound good.
we can't drown outside of the like.
I mean, you can.
I mean,
I mean, there's
almost
I'm
did.
not inside my house, so I'm immune from drowning.
There's not going to be enough water to fill the whole town. We can get to higher ground or something. If we're in the house, we're trapped.
How affluent is our family? Is there going to be another car in the garage? I'm assuming
there
our
a
parents have
boat?
gone out in a car. But are we a two-car family?
Oh no, it's a landlocked.
landlocked
You are a
state.
two-car family, but obviously, you don't know what is going on, whether the other car is in the garage, whether it's functioning, because your dad's a bit of a tinkerer,
And
much
you probably
like you
took
are.
it apart.
If I took it apart, of course it's working.
You
I
did
didn't put
say
it back
there was an
together.
engine on the floor earlier.
That might be related to the other car. It might not. We'll just have to see.
No, I think we've got to get out of the house because we can't.
But is getting out of the house in a car not better than running across these fields? All these rocky...
I'm not saying we can't get the car, but I don't want to go in here. There's that thing on the other side of this door. So let's get out of the house, out the window, and then walk round the side.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can I see anything through the panes?
You can't see anything through the panes, because at the moment you don't have any light shining through, and obviously it's frosted glass, so without some kind of light on the other side to see shadows and movements, you couldn't. If you wanted to open the door, you could check.
Feel free
I
to
know.
open the door.
Which
time.
way do the doors open? Doors open outwards?
The
or
doors open
inwards?
outwards into the lounge.
Okay, well, that's not much use. So the double doors, though.
Yes.
So
Put the handle shut.
yes, I'm just thinking of what there could like is any sort of like fabric, string.
You put
Molotov
one.
cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not unmaking a Molotov cocktail to make a run. That's just ridiculous. Molotov cocktails are clearly more useful.
What about Dad's old flight jacket? Is it like, could we sort of do like a fabric?
It's currently across the window to stop anyone
Oh,
closing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Self-death.
I don't think I can go outside.
Charlie, you've got to.
The lockbox isn't going to be outside
Well, no.
unless it's buried in the garden.
It's
It's
possible.
wet out here now. Good for digging.
Totally.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
a clue where to start.
Always loved digging water.
We've got to get out of here, Charlie. We can't stay in here. There's something on the other side of that door, and there's the door of the window is the only way we're getting out of here.
I know.
Just keep your eyes closed. Stay with us. It'll all be okay.
Do you want a piggyback?
I'm going to start
Yeah.
pushing Charlie towards the window
Okay.
Okay.
No,
to,
no,
like,
no, 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 no.
Can
help
I-
him, but also
Are you going to try and like push him out of the window, or are you
just
just
like
pushing him?
towards,
Encouraging.
yeah, helpfully.
Forcibly encouraging him?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I use my intimidate skill to intimidate him to get the fuck out of this house?
Oh,
Trauma response therapy.
Oh,
With my wet socks.
It's every time.
Yeah, with your wet socks. Are you going to take the socks off and wave them in his face, or...?
No.
Okay.
I stamp my feet. I was like, oh, it's gonna be really wet. It's like, oh.
If you want to roll intimidate, you can, but can you both roll, and whoever rolls lowest will win.
16.
83.
I would.
think you're leaving the house.
You push
by
Charlie
I mean,
towards the window,
thank God
and
she hasn't
you're
got the
like-
gun ananymore.
Yeah,
The demon entity in the house and still
That's
the
an
11-year-old
intimidation
is the scary part.
yeah. You're
Water or buckshot?
you're pushed towards the window, and you are. It's essentially for you. It's like a rock and a hard place
Yep.
because you are like you understand that you need to get out of the house. The other option is to go and face some unknown thing in the living room. Your other option is to face your fears and to climb out of the window into the water outside.
Yep, not happy, but holding on very close to,
I guess Joe's out there. She's
yeah, at least Joe.
Okay. Is everyone climbing out the window now then?
yeah.
I will be holding the doors closed until everyone's out.
Okay, I'll hand the gun to Frankie while I climb out.
Okay,
A rare gesture of trust.
you're not getting it back.
By the time you get back,
That is going
it's
in the Molotov
disassembled.
cocktail.
Yeah,
Less
you're
than 10
one-handing a
seconds.
shotgun with a Molotov
Yeah.
cocktail in.
You're gonna have trouble
Throws
getting
the
out the
gun
window
and tries
with
to
both
shoot the
of those.
cocktail.
So, obviously you managed to climb out of the window. Obviously it's broken open. It's an easy space for you guys to all crawl through. Jackie, you're the last one out. You hold the doors to the last minute, and just as you climb outside, suddenly there's a light at the end of the driveway.
And Dad?
Possibly.
Yay, they're home. We're all
I am
saved.
going to wade straight over there, guitar in hand, ready to hit something.
Okay, you're going towards. What's everyone
Yep.
else doing?
Go towards, because I think it's mum and dad.
I think quietly fighting with Frankie over the gun.
I will give up the gun.
Okay,
I have
okay.
the Molotov,
Okay.
but I think I'm fed up with running, so I'm also heading towards this light. It's like we have a shotgun, we have a Molotov, we have various things to
guitar.
hit things with. Let's take the fight to this annoying thing.
With the thinking that the water's coming from the house, try and move far away from the house so that you're not panicking so much.
Follow us to the end of the driveway.
Okay. So half of you going down the driveway, or are you just all going?
We're all
All
going
going.
down there.
Okay.
I think with various degrees of speed, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. As you go towards the driveway, you become aware of the fact that the light at the end of the driveway is not just any kind of light, it's two lights, like headlamps on a car. You can see that there is now a car parked at the end of the driveway, and you can see a figure now basically just open the door and start to come towards you guys at a fairly brisk pace.
Which car is it?
Do the headlights look like the headlights of our parents' car? We've seen it several times.
Yeah, do we
you
recognize
honestly,
the car?
you couldn't tell, because obviously the occlusion of the light means you can only really see the lamps and not what's behind it.
Mum, Dad, is that you?
And a voice returns through the darkness. Kids, quick, come with me. And it's the sound of your dad's voice.
Let's jump into Dad's car with the shotgun
Yeah.
and the Molotov cocktail. He's not too upset about
We'll
why we
explain
have-
later.
I do not drop the guitar.
It's Dad.
I mean,
I might have
he
run
sounded
towards
quite
him.
urgent, so I feel he
Yeah.
probably knows a lot more about what's going on than he's been letting on.
You notice as you are walking down the driveway that while you feel like obviously you're getting further from the house, the water level has now risen to be ankle depth. Even all the way down the driveway, all the way to the car, past the car, down the road, the water level is now at ankle depth.
Does our dad have a face?
I mean, at the moment he's silhouetted by the lights, so you can't see.
So no.
Sure, it's fine. It's our Dad. We heard his voice. What could possibly go wrong? Ignore the water, Charlie. We're nearly there. We're nearly
If
in the
it
car.
is
We'll
our
be safe in
dad's-
the car.
We're all fucked. If it isn't, same outcome.
It's true. We have just been in his study.
Casey, egg.
I will throw an egg at him.
There's only one way to find out.
Can you roll throw for me?
Look, this is like the best way to decide things. Oh, that's an 80.
Not entirely sure it is.
Yeah. I don't think I have enough to knock that down. I do, but that's a lot. That's a lot. It's 35 points. Luck points I need to use out of 66.
Can't we say that the sheer uncharacteristic urgency of Bailey saying to Casey to actually urging her to throw an egg? No.
But that's exactly what she missed. She was so confused.
Oh, sorry.
I'm allowed to throw this?
You throw the egg, and it narrowly misses, and the voice shouts back and says, "Casey, cut it out. We need to get out of here."
We recognise that.
Sounds like something Dad would say.
On a
When you throw
regular
an egg
basis.
at him.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Every other day.
You are now about halfway up the driveway, and you meet with your dad, and you can tell that it is your dad.
He has a face.
There's a face
He
in
has a
everything.
face.
Don't worry, he has a face.
Wow.
But he does have a look on his face that you have never seen your dad have before. He's either always been kind of stern or very kind of warm. And he seems to be afraid of something. There's something that he's aware of, that he's afraid of, that he is, he's not letting on immediately. And he kind of gets to you all and takes you up in his arms, and he's looking to get away. He doesn't question the fact that you have the gun out of the safe, which would normally characteristically be something he might be annoyed about. But
Yeah.
what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to tell him my socks are wet.
Yeah. Can we scramble in the back of a car?
How many seats are in the car?
Yeah. Surely you'd
There's
have enough.
going to be enough
Yeah,
for
it's
all
a
of
big
us
station
anyway.
wagon.
It's it's like
We've gone on
like an
those.
Oldsmobile. It's
Yeah.
kind of big. You
It's snug.
you turn to travel towards the car. I mean, he's like basically pulling you guys along at this stage, And the water that is now at knee depth over the time that it's been rising. Obviously, you guys are becoming more and more aware that it is rising faster and faster and faster. And as you look towards the car, for a moment, the headlamps start to dip beneath the water, and then suddenly the car rears up backwards as if sinking like a ship. Obviously, you would imagine that the floor is there, but the car seems to disappear into the lapping water around your knees.
Dad, what did you do to the car? Why are you
He-
doing that?
He immediately stops, and you hear him whisper under his breath, and he just says, "It's time." And then suddenly, as you turn back towards the car again, you notice that the black figure that you've been evading this whole time is standing now where the car was. The water doesn't lap up against it. It stands almost without being affected by the lapping water that you've been seeing this whole night. And now you're aware of the fact that the being is standing, looking at you, staring at you. And it is not moving or advancing, and your dad is staring at it with this kind of almost look of despair but recognition, as if there's something that he is battling to come to terms with at this moment. And he turns to you all. He turns to you all and he says, "Kids, I'm really sorry. 3 years ago, I made a mistake. We were on holiday, and me and your mother, we we had an argument, and we were driving back, and I don't know if any of you remember, but I was drunk. I'd had too much to drink, and we came off the road, and you all died.
No, we didn't.
You all drowned. I couldn't save you. There was nothing that I could do. And he looks at you, and he's welling up. You've never seen this kind of emotion in his eyes before. And he says, I did everything that I could, and I made a deal. I made a deal so that everything would go back to the way it was, so that we would be together. I quit my job. I quit my life. I wanted to be together again as a family, to get this opportunity that I never did, and I made a trade. I traded my life for yours. And I ran from the deal. I took you all. I was hoping that we could run and get away from it all, but it seems like time has caught up with me. I've been trying to delay this for so long, but I can't. And now you're aware of the fact that the being that has been staring you down while your dad has been speaking to you is staring at each of you, and you can hear not a voice, because you can't describe it as a voice. It doesn't sound like a person talking to you. It sounds like some form of kind of dark speech, as if you could imagine that no human could ever speak in this way, but is communicating telepathically with your mind. And you hear it say to you, not in one voice, but in the voice of your own mind, almost speaking through you, and you hear it say, a bargain was struck. There was a deal made. A life for lives unlived. You must make a decision. The bargain was broken, and for that, you will have to pay with 2 lives. And so now in this moment you realize what this has all been about. Your dad's uncollected debt from selling away his soul to some being beyond the realm that you can understand. What you've been running from this whole time has not been something trying to hunt you, but instead it has been the inevitability of a bargain with fate. You know that at the end of this life, at the end of this night, 2 of you will no longer be alive.
Bailey,
Are you
look
voted,
after
Bailey?
them for me.
What? No, what are you talking about?
And I step forward.
I think one of the lives lost should be this black figures, as I hold my Molotov, ready to light it.
That's not going to work.
Some black figure can't just come into our lives and tell us 2 of us are dead. This is bullshit.
Apparently we were all dead.
Well, I'm here, I can feel things, I can do things, and I can light this fucking Molotov, and I do.
You light the Molotov, but the figure does not react.
Well, there's no way of putting it out, so I'm still going to throw it at it. Because the alternative is I stand here with a lit Molotov.
Can you roll for throw for me?
Ah, yes.
That's so good.
Well, time to burn some luck points. Yes, I will just make it with a 20. I am burning 32 luck points to do that. So down to... Feels like a waste, but yeah.
You throw the Molotov cocktail at the figure. And as you throw it, much like with the egg thrown by Casey before, you just kind of see it disappear. And not disappear in the sense that it's just gone and snapped out of existence, but it's as if you've just thrown it down a deep chasm and you watch it disappear into the distance, the bright light shimmering until eventually it's extinguished at the other end.
Okay, that didn't work. I don't have any other ideas.
Dad, when it says 2 people, what does it mean? Does it mean you and 2 more people? What is this deal? What is this bargain?
You hear the voice in your head, and it says, "One life has been sold. Another life must be offered." And so you're aware now of the fact that obviously your dad is forfeit. He's already going to go. He broke the bargain that was struck, and he didn't follow through on it, and so now what he thought was a deal to save everyone else has actually become a deal to give up the lives of at least one other person.
I take another step forward.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
I want to pull Jackie out of the way. It's like, it should be me. I'm the strongest.
No, don't be silly. No, come on, stay
I'm
here.
You
quite
have
literally the strongest.
so many more eggs to throw.
Yeah, but just think how many I could throw in hell. 'Cause let's face it, that's where I'm going.
But what if we just don't pick? I mean, what? He makes the house flood. He makes water appear. He makes some weird shadow thing. He can't do anything. It doesn't touch anything. He doesn't do anything.
Your socks wet.
My socks not wet.
Yes.
It's actual water.
But that's all he's done. That's better than... I'll have wet socks every day rather than die. Rather than let any of you die.
I'd rather die. That's so gross. If we don't pick, it's going to choose all of us.
While they argue, I'm walking forward.
How quickly are you walking forward? Or
Slowly enough that I don't attract any attention.
does anyone else notice or try anything? Or
As I said, Casey's put herself forward, so she had hold of, so I'm coming with you. Very slowly though, apparently.
I still want to stand and fight. I don't care if we all die. I'd rather we all go down swinging than we just sacrifice one of us. That's just ridiculous. We're a family.
I don't think we can do anything, Frankie. I don't think we can. I will try and grab Casey and pull her off. I mean, I'm not going to win against your strength, I know, but it's just all the guts.
meanwhile, the water is now up to kind of hip height. It's pretty high. So now, obviously, Jackie, you're kind of wading forward.
I will hand Casey the guitar as a distraction.
Throw the guitar.
Could throw the guitar. I'm like, what? Ooh, throw this.
Better or worse than a shotgun?
Who knows?
Does anyone else do anything?
I'll miss you if you go.
You'll have more time to miss other things too. You gotta dry your feet.
It's time we never should have had.
I should have had it.
Just spend it wisely.
I don't want to ask about any last requests you've got because you'll ask something really stupid that I don't want to do.
Just look after them. You're in charge now.
I was anyway. That's it. Worse than death again.
And Jackie, as you step forward, your dad, who at this stage has, he's clearly been been weeping and, you know, has been sad. He draws up to you and stands next to you within a meter of this black figure, this figure that you've been evading this whole evening.
I punch him in the face. And then I hug him.
You punch him and he you know, feels his jaw and he says, I deserve that. Obviously tears streaming down his cheeks. And he grabs you by the shoulders. And he looks into your eyes and he says, Jackie, I couldn't be more proud of you. You did the thing that I couldn't do. And for that I owe you eternity. And he grabs your hand and steps slowly forward with you until you're both within arm's reach of the black figure. And the black figure steps forward and draws you both into the void. For everyone else, you disappear out of sight. For you, you feel nothing. You see nothing. You pass out of perception as we know it. You are, for all intents and purposes, no longer on this plane of existence or any that you're aware of. You simply cease to be. And for everyone else, suddenly it's quiet. There's no more lapping of water around your feet. There's no more movement. There's no more wind in the air. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And obviously, as you're all standing there, almost dumbfounded by this feeling of remorse and dread and sadness as you've just lost your sibling and your father, you feel awful. The water begins to drain, as if some kind of plug hole has just opened up in the driveway in front of you. Not visible, but you can see the water swirling and it just disappears. And now the ground is dry. There's nothing there. The car that was in front of you has disappeared, as it had sunk away before. And suddenly a set of lights come down the driveway towards you. And you can see the car pulls up fairly close to you. And the door opens. And your mum steps out and says, "Kids, what are you all doing out here? It's nearly midnight. You should all be in bed. Joe, why haven't you put the kids to bed?"
Something's happened.
What do you mean? What do you mean something's happened?
Why? Let's go inside.
And you take her inside.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you all go with.
I take the shotgun and put it behind my back.
Asking the important questions. Are our socks also dry? Did it suck all that water out?
Yes.
Awesome. Much
I
better.
feel better now.
Jackie, it was almost worth it.
Death is always worth fresh socks.
So what do you say?
Probably the truth. That something was following us, was in the house and was around us and coming closer, and we managed to escape and got outside, and then Jackie and Andrew went into the void to stop everyone from dying.
And she looks a bit confused for quite a long while.
Yeah.
She sat there just dumbfounded. And she says, what do you mean? What do you mean tonight? Tonight? What do you mean? What, Andrew was here tonight?
Yeah.
There was a
And she
deal
says
made
to
3
you-
years ago.
She says to you, Joe, Andrew hasn't been here for 3 years, you know that. And neither has Jackie. Can you please go and put the kids to bed? I'm just so tired, I can't deal with this right now. And that is where we were. Thank you very much everyone for watching. This has been Call of Cthulhu. I hope that you've all enjoyed. The stream will start again tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a good evening.